to 10. It's time for Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. The first hour of Sports Time is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Sports Time on a Fight Song Friday, kicking it off with State and Texas, the big one, one of the big ones in the SEC this weekend. You're tuned in to Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you, Landon Schmidt producing. We're with you for the next 3 hours and a ton that we have to get into this afternoon. All the football action that we will have this weekend. It starts tonight with some college games, but college, NFL, we've also got basketball with the NBA. The Grizzlies back in action tonight at FedEx Forum. So plenty to get into over these next 3 hours. But before we get into any of it, Brett, how are you this afternoon?
Brian, I'm doing well. I've already gotten from an Ole Miss friend of mine a WT, I'm going to clean this up, a WT, what the heck, from an Ole Miss friend here in the State fight song to start Fight Song Friday, but a big one tomorrow in Octavia County, and State's got a real chance.
Yeah, no, I can understand it can be a little jarring. You tune into a radio show, and as an Ole Miss fan, you hear your arch rivals fight song playing. I can understand that, but hey, bear with us. Only a couple minutes, but yeah, gotta kick it off the right way. And you're right. I think State absolutely has a chance tomorrow, and could get really interesting. A lot of these games have been really interesting down in Stark Vegas. I think this one will be right there with them.
It will. If State can win this one tomorrow, they're thinking upset next week at Fayetteville, and they're thinking upset in the last home game of the year against Ole Miss, and they go bowling with bells on.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, that absolutely.
Pardon the pun.
Well, hey,
I didn't even realize.
There you go.
The pun factor there.
Look at you. I mean, you're all over it. But, no, I mean, they have a great opportunity to put together a really nice end of the season, and, we know that it started with a really good win over Arizona State at home, and they've played some really close games, especially at home, and they've been really competitive. So we'll see how they end the season, but a great opportunity to start moving in the right direction with a win over Texas this weekend.
And that math I just gave would get State to 7. 6 gets them bowl eligible. Second time this year for us to have Texas on Fight Song Friday.
Right.
We had it the first Friday of the year against Ohio State. That may we don't have any hard and fast rules, but that may be a max limit on Texas fight songs at 2, right?
Texas, you get 2. That's it. Max 2. There's no minimums here. If we get to you, we get to you. But if you're Texas, if you're the Horns, you get 2 max. I saw you had horns down. Landon and I, we were horns up over here, but you were horns down. So
we certainly weren't.
Down.
You weren't horns up. I thought you were horns up. I thought
always
you were
down.
horns up. Oh, I missed them
I was
going
doing
down.
the whole motion going.
I'll I'll never go up, and proof that I'll never go up is when they play Mississippi State, and I still don't go up.
That's right. Hey, I guess it's a good point. Well, as long as McConaughey's hanging around, I'll horns up with him. I love me some Matthew McConaughey.
Even more reasons to go down. Even more reason.
Horns down all the way. No, that's going to be a really fun matchup tomorrow.
Goalposts come down tomorrow if State wins.
Why not, right? Absolutely.
Why not?
I mean, it's Texas. Big bad Texas. You beat them at home. Mm-hmm. They're a ranked team. Why not? Absolutely. Tear them down.
Goalposts come down tomorrow if Vandy beats Mizzou in Nashville.
You know what? Why not? Game day's in town. Have the party, keep going. It's a lot tougher for me to get there with Vandy than with Texas or with Mississippi State, though.
It's only money. I mean, you read all these headlines in college sports, and it's just. I mean, there's a money trip. There's a money orange grove out there somewhere, especially with all the money the Gators supposedly are throwing around.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Goalposts come down in Columbia, South Carolina, if South Carolina upsets Alabama.
Absolutely. Hey, they're still Bama. You beat Bama, the goalposts come down. It's like a rite of passage.
Goalposts come down in Lexington, KY, if they beat Tennessee.
Yeah. The season they're having, pull them goalposts down.
Why not? It's just money.
It's just money, I'm all for it. No
goalposts down in Baton Rouge.
No, certainly not. Certainly not. That's one you expect to win if you're LSU.
None in Norman.
No, definitely not.
None here. And it might be slippery goalposts here. The weather is really moving in today and tonight, and by kickoff tomorrow morning, it's supposed to have ended, but could be a muddy track. And Brian, it was something making finishing up the drive today and listening to Oklahoma City, Norman, even Tulsa talk radio. And I don't know why or how it took until today for it to hit me. The state of Oklahoma has the reigning NBA champions.
That's right. Yeah, they sure do. That's right. Home of your OKC Thunder, who got another win last night. How about that? 2-0.
One of the flattest, footballist states out there. They have the reigning NBA champs in it.
That's right, and they love Thunder basketball out there. They're very proud of their team, and I think OKC felt like it was so easy last year to just go out there and win an NBA championship that this year they decided let's make things a little more interesting and let's just have to win all of our games in double overtime. Let's just add some difficulty to it and make sure all of our games go to double OT. Another double OT winner last night in a rematch of the NBA Finals with a win over the Pacers.
If you had sat down as an NBA script writer on Park Avenue and said, this is how, with our new TV deals, with NBC, this is how we want to roll out the first three nights. Tuesday night, 10 out of 10. Wednesday night, and I'm talking all on the court action. Wednesday, all those great games, including in downtown Memphis. Last night, those two games. I don't think you could have come up with a better scenario to roll out three opening nights like this, but then that story just looms so large.
Yeah, well, I mean, yesterday we had Keith Smith on, and it probably took us 10 minutes before we got to the first actual on-the-court basketball question with him, because that story is so big and it is a black eye. And no matter what channel you turn your TV to, that's what they're talking about. Whether it's sports, whether it's news, whether it's whatever, they're talking about this story in the NBA. So yes, on the court, NBC could not have asked for a better night. ESPN could not have asked for a better night. Prime Video gets started tonight. I'm sure we're going to probably get the same, and it's going to be a great night. Perfect. But the problem is when you want SportsCenter and CBS Sports and all of these different outlets leading with all of the great action in the NBA, but instead they're leading with the Mafia and the NBA and betting and all of that. It's not good at all.
And Brian, it's not fair to the 99.9% of the league that's straight up. Yeah. And it's once again the power of one person. It's why it's one of the deadly sins. I mean, a guy making $26 million a year still acting goofy with things that, and he will never play he'll never go to a scores table again the rest of his life. Sadly, and I know all the innocent until proven guilty. We know all that, but just what already has come out. Chauncey Billups is never coaching another game. He's never holding a position again in the NBA, and I don't want to hear anybody start talking about him being kicked out of the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Mass. No way, no way, no way. He's in from his prodigious exploits on the court with one of the great backcourt tandems of all time for Detroit basketball town, the Pistons with Rip Hamilton. But they're forever, their legacies are forever marred, and there's not a prayer that it's systemic. There's not a prayer it's pervasive. There's no way the NBA is going to come close to wrecking a billion-dollar industry. The games are not fixed. There might be ones and twos, coaches, players, officials, and I mean ones and twos. But there's no way it's across the board. And I know yes, the referees make mistakes. Yes, a player can have a questionable turnover late in the game. It doesn't mean everybody's on the take. We got to stop with that.
No, yeah, it's definitely not. And I mean, you're now seeing, it feels like everybody, and a lot of people they're just joking when they say it, but there's some people that are very serious. Well, we got to look at everything. The whole league is ruined and all of this stuff. And it's just.
People are going full as Zapruder film.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
I saw the broad shot of Rozier on the bench the night he was hurt, and they even pulled in tighter and superimposing. I'm sure there's a technical TV term, but I'm too dumb to know that they pulled in tighter on that, and it showed him rubbing his leg like he was injured. I don't know if he was feigning injury or if he was really hurt. I don't know. Sure. But they zoomed in tight on that. Oh, we're watching and questioning everything. And look, I'm getting ready to say something I have zero evidence of. None. I mean, absolutely none. Pure supposition. But I know human nature, and I know that the deadly sins get us all every day in every walk of life. We fall short. We're humans. And sometimes the most fallible, kind of sorry things that have ever walked planet Earth, we can do that. We know we can succumb to things. Bryant, you can't tell me that somewhere out there with all these player props, that Sunday PGA Tour round, when you have that 74.5 over under, that, look, you can't control going under because you might miss that putt.
Sure.
You can control going over 74.5.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you got that guy that's in, he just made the cut, but he's, now just, fell off the edge on Saturday, and he's just got to go out there on Sunday and play that final round.
And finish up.
Yeah, you just got to finish, and, hey, go miss a couple putts out there and go couple over, and we'll see what happens.
And the player props aren't going anywhere. There's no way they can get with these betting companies and get rid of those because most of it is straight up and most of it is very lucrative. And you can't tell me, I can't prove that it's happened either, but you can't tell me on tour that hadn't happened.
Yeah, I mean, I would be shocked. It's a good point. I haven't really thought about it, but I would be pretty surprised if that hadn't happened somewhere. I mean, maybe not the tour, but you've got the DP World Tour and some of these different, all over the country they're playing professional golf. That's had to have happened somewhere. And Brian,
we know how it's hit tennis. It just makes no news because we've got 4 tennis fans in our whole audience, and nobody cares. But you can control, like those player props in the NBA, 4.5 rebounds. Well, you can't control going over because you could get hurt after that first rebound.
That's right.
You could have a really bad night, but you can control the unders.
That's right. Yeah, you absolutely can. So it's definitely definitely concerning to see all this, but I do think, and it was something I heard Cowherd on his show talk about, with the legalized sports betting and the way that all of this is monitored, he said that back when, because this Terry Rozier has been going on for at least a year and a half since we first knew that, hey, something might be going on there with Terry Rozier, and I didn't remember how it came, but he said it took him like 6 hours after the game to kind of flag it and say, there was some interesting things here. A lot of money came in on this bet. Let's take a look at Terry Rozier. And so I do think with legalized betting, obviously we talk about all the time, Vegas loves their money, and they're not going to just let something slip through there. They've got eyes everywhere, and I do think that's good that they're able to catch this stuff as fast as they are able to catch it.
Yeah, Vegas and those gambling sites, they do love their money. And they're not trying to make 5 and 10%.
No.
they want windfall, and they know they normally can get it. Speaking of the proverbial playing out the string, kind of being that guy that's in last on Sunday that goes out first by himself, plays in a once-some, and plays in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's kind of me and Landon picking the baseball with the World Series starting tonight. You've already won. We're just playing out the string.
I just flip a coin in here and see.
It's a consolation prize.
You cannot lose.
I love that. It's a great feeling. I don't usually get this feeling very often, but it's nice to.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. I feel the love.
It takes a big man to congratulate another person.
I guess so.
And Brian, you can with a straight face fly this banner. John Gowen has to be loving this if he's listening, because you can fly the baseball pick banner. I'm going to take Toronto. Landon, who do you have in the World Series?
I'd like to, but my heart says Dodgers.
I'm going to also take the Dodgers, and I'm going to hang that World Series banner right next to my claimed golf picks banner. Don't look now, but that banner wall is starting to get kind of full. I'm just saying, like, don't let me get hot. Don't let me get hot.
Just believe what you want to believe is all I can tell you.
I'm just saying, we're in November. I've got 2 banners so far. I don't know about y'all. I might claim, year MVP on this show. Don't tempt me.
All right. If you win, you'll be 8-3. If you lose, you're 7-4. If you lose, Landon loses, he goes to 5-6. That means I win with Toronto, and I'm going to hang my 5 and 6 second place banner solo.
Okay.
World Series. If you pick the World Series right, that breaks any ties. New rule.
I like that rule. I like that rule a lot.
I have a lot of Rookie of the Year banners.
Well, yeah. keep stacking those.
I'm going to get them all this year.
I don't really know when the Rookie of the Year expires. We got to be getting close, but
I think it carries on for a while.
Okay. I know, like, baseball gets kind of weird with, like, what's a rookie and what's not a rookie. I don't know.
In Rookie of the Year for our picks, a little bit like Grizz's birthday, can be celebrated in February, sometimes March, sometimes in April.
That's exactly right. Just
a banner's a banner.
A banner, that's exactly right. A banner is a banner. Well, we've got a busy show today, so let me set it up before we get to top and not top story of the day. 3:30, Alan Bell from Driving the Line. He'll join us. We'll talk some wagering with him. We'll focus more on the NFL with Alan, but we will get to some of his favorite college plays towards the end of our conversation. 3:45, we'll talk Tigers and USF, a big game tomorrow morning at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. The ranked Bulls coming into town to take on this Tigers team looking to bounce back from their first loss of the season. 4 o'clock, Bruce Marshall from CBS Sports and Vegas Insider. He'll join us. We'll talk more wagering with Bruce. We'll focus on the college side of things, but we will get a couple of NFL picks from Bruce as well. 4:30, Brad Bellamy from Landers Ford. He'll join us with his Landers locks every week. Love getting our picks from Brad Bellamy. We'll do that at 4:30. 4:45, we'll get to big number of the day. 5 o'clock, Ty Richardson from ESPN Arkansas. He'll join us to talk the Razorbacks and the SEC. We'll talk Razorback football. Arkansas will be in town Monday, the basketball team, to take on the Tigers in an exhibition game. And actually, they've got an exhibition game tonight. So that will be their second exhibition game before the start of the season Monday night. So we'll talk some Arkansas basketball with Ty as well. 5:30, it'll be our first National Bank and Trust Friday football forecast. And 5:45, we'll wrap up today's show like we always do with Moe's Crunch Time. Well, let me remind you, we're in our Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. It's the world's biggest spa sale. It's going on now at Family Leisure. Spas starting starting at $29.99, and swim spas now up to 30% off. The floor model specials, they're going on as well, and head out there and purchase a cold plunge. The cold plunges are starting at $49.99. Receive a free umbrella with purchase of select patio furniture sets, and it's perfect time to make that swimming pool purchase. Get ahead of the calendar. Even though it's fall, go ahead and take advantage of the clearance pricing that's going on through the end of October. Buy now and save on that price increase. Special financing, it's available, but only at Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40.
He's Bryant. I'm Brett. Our producer's Landon Schmidt, and we are Sports Time, and we're with you until 6 o'clock, and we want you to be a big part of our show by texting or calling 901-360-8255. That's the Sissy's Log Cabin text and talk number. All our guests will appear on the Sissy's Log Cabin guest line at 901-360-8255. We're always from our Family Leisure studios, whether it's Shawnee, Oklahoma, or Norman, Oklahoma, in Sooner Nation, where I am. We're always from our Family Leisure studios. Thank you so much to Billy and Lindsay and the great team at Family Leisure. This hour brought to you every day by Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Great offers on all 2025 models and always special leasing options. Call them at 901-334-9673. But they want you to stop by, the only Lexus dealership in Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway, and that's where you can put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2025 flagship LS500, and you'll be driving in style. You can drive in luxury and confidence knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. When you purchase a Lexus, you get top-of-the-line engineering and design, and they make for the safe luxury driving experience. Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
Well, my top story of the day, it is the college football slate that we get tomorrow and all these top 25 matches. Some good games tonight, but a lot of really fun games tomorrow. It starts with a big game in the SEC tomorrow morning. It's the game that Brett will be at, and you can listen to it right here on Sports 56. Ole Miss on the road in Norman against Oklahoma. Right now, OU, about 5.5-point favorite. We'll see what the Rebels can do on the road. South Florida here in Memphis to take on the Tigers. What do the Tigers look like after that loss last week against UAB? Was that type of loss? Did that kind of shake this team and their confidence? Do they come out flat against South Florida, or do they have that back against the wall mentality and go out there looking to respond against the Bulls? You've got a whole bunch of other interesting games, and a lot of them are in the SEC. Missouri and Vanderbilt, that's where game day will be tomorrow morning. Texas on the road against Mississippi State. Mississippi State already one ranked win at home against Arizona State earlier in the year. Texas A&M at LSU, another top 25 matchup, and Kentucky hosting Tennessee. Tennessee, an 8.5-point favorite. What do they do in that road game? A really fun slate tomorrow, and we'll see if Brett, you kind of set it up earlier about maybe we could see a lot of field stormings, maybe some goalposts coming down, and if we see that, it will be a wild day tomorrow in the SEC.
Yeah, all that field storming. Think how great the SEC office Christmas party will be.
Oh, man.
Collecting all that cash. Also, Grizzlies at home tonight and tomorrow night. Keep that vibe going from Wednesday night for the Grizzlies to get to 2, maybe 3-0. Grizzlies favored tonight. My top story, with rumors of the Florida job circling around Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss on the road at Oklahoma in somewhat of an elimination game. The winner stays very much in the mix, primary in the mix. The loser, they take a second loss, and for the defeated team, hard to imagine either one of them winning out if they can't win that game tomorrow to go with the losses they already have. The loss for Ole Miss last week against Georgia and the loss for OU in Red River. Here's what it looks like for Ole Miss the rest of the year. South Carolina at home, the Citadel at home, Florida at home, and on the road in their biggest rivalry against Mississippi State. Oklahoma next week at Tennessee, then at Bama, home against Mizzou, home against LSU. Will this be a repeat of 2022 when Ole Miss really folded down the stretch at 8-1, then lose to Bama and never recovered? Or will they keep on winning? And for Oklahoma, they take a loss tomorrow. You could go from playing in the playoffs to playing in the Poulan Bowl.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Not top story of the day.
Well, my not top story of the day, it is the Grizzlies in action this weekend. It starts tonight at FedEx Forum against the Miami Heat, a Miami Heat team that started the season with a loss against the Orlando Magic. Now, while it was a loss, it was a really fun game in Orlando, a 125-121 loss against Orlando, a game where I thought Miami played really well because I think the story was how good the Magic looked in that game, especially offensively, and the fact that they only won that game by 4. So what do the Grizzlies show tonight? They were favored and covered against New Orleans to open the season on Wednesday. Like Brett mentioned, favored again tonight at home against the Heat, a 2.5-point favorite. And I think you mentioned it, those vibes, they were really good Wednesday night for that opener. Hopefully they continue into the weekend. You get a good crowd, good energy tonight. And again, Brett, I don't think we pointed this out after we talked to Keith. That wasn't just us saying that. That wasn't just Mr. Memphis saying that. Keith Smith came on here and said, watching the Grizzlies game, he was impressed by how much energy there was inside FedEx Forum. So hopefully we see that again tonight. And then tomorrow night, you get the team that made it out of the Eastern Conference last year, the Indiana Pacers. They had a great game last night against OKC. So a really good opportunity for the Grizzlies to continue to improve on what we saw Wednesday night in the opener.
Great point, Bryant. That was Keith Smith watching every game down the middle as you can get. Yep. It wasn't like it was Captain Memphis saying it, and when we're sure not that, because we know there's only one Captain Memphis.
That's right, and we are not that.
My not top story, NBA with possibly the best 3 night of openers this league has ever enjoyed. It just went perfect. 2 script. Opening hit big time. Record TV ratings. The 2 games on Tuesday night drew 5.6 million people, league record. But the league is haunted by stories with mafia, crime families, and all that's going on around it. Gambling's always the hot button word. And, oh, yeah, that 5.6 million, that is great. And that is a record. Ole Miss and Georgia last Saturday drew 10 million.
That's right. Yeah, really good numbers.
The NBA at its best can't touch college football. LOL.
Brett coming in with vibes and LOL in the first segment.
And Captain Memphis.
That's right. Captain Memphis vibes and LOL. It's a Friday, that's for sure. But that'll do it for top and not top story of the day. Let's get to a break. And when we return, we're talking some wagering. Alan Bell from Driving the Line. He joins us next.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Founded in 1991 by lifelong law enforcement officers, ProTech Security can perform all security services for personal or corporate clients. Uniformed armed guard, plainclothes officers, neighborhood patrols, violence in the workplace, event and party security, dignitary protection, and alarm response. Licensed and insured in Mississippi, Arkansas, and Tennessee. They are currently looking for armed security officers, retired law enforcement, and military personnel especially. Premium pay and no limit on hours worked. If interested, give them a call at ProTech Security, 901-274-3400.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm inviting you over for dinner. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner of scrumptious combinations, fresh salads, homemade soups, or maybe start with an appetizer, like our baked Dungeness crab dip with manchego cheese, lemon, garlic, and French baguette toast. Drift into one of our fresh seafood dishes, like the caramelized sea scallops with curry beurre blanc, black forbidden rice, and Thai mango salad. Or our ancho honey glazed salmon with creamy black bean puree, avocado pico de gallo, and jalapeno crema. Maybe you're looking for something cozy and comforting, like our Duroc pork chop with apple brandy demi-glaze and blue cheese bacon mashed potatoes. We have something for everyone. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us. I'd sure love to see you.
Congratulations to Napa Cafe, celebrating 27 years of great food and service for you. Napa Cafe.
Hit the road in your new ride from Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike and check out our new location at 1956 Covington Pike. 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. Standard third row, better warranty, and 0% for 60 months available versus 4.99 for 60 months on RAV4 PHEV. That's 2025 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross or Outlander PHEV. Your choice now $399 a month. Plus 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander. 7-seat capacity, more head and leg room, and longer warranty than Toyota RAV4. Get yours for $449 a month or buy it for $29,715. And always find peace of mind with our 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1956 Covington Pike and 24/7 at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett and Gossett Motor Cars.
Outlander SEO 14178, MSRP 32715. Eclipse SEO 39973, MSRP 317. PHEV SC 88816, MSRP 426,115. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 895, 595 acquisition fee. Excludes tax final license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. TDOT still trying to untangle a couple of wrecks we had out here earlier. Certain sections of town starting to try to pick up, trying to get south of Memphis. It's moving at the moment. It's clear 55 southbound in South Haven, or through South Haven as you work your way now 240 onto 385. That's moving right now. Bill Morris Parkway going outbound. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry is your full-service family-owned jewelry store right here in Memphis. Check them out this weekend. 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back in Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you, and we got to talk some wagering. And joining us now to do that, Alan Bell from Driving the Line. Got to talk a lot of football. Alan, thanks so much for joining us. Let's start in the NFL, and unfortunately, no international game this weekend. I think everyone has kind of fallen in love with that, waking up and getting to watch some early morning NFL, but all the action will start at noon this weekend. And let's start with a game that we saw just a couple weeks ago, Giants and Eagles. Last time it was the Giants that got the big win. This time in Philadelphia, the Eagles a 7.5-point favorite, the total 43.5. What do you like in this one?
Yeah, first off, man, I appreciate you guys having me back. And look, the second time around, give me the Eagles here. I think that they're going to have their full attention. But, man, I am a Giants fan now, from afar. I love Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo. I love everything that these two dudes are doing. They're changing the culture in real time. But, yeah, this could be a tough game for them. Just give me the Eagles spread.
Alan, not only are they changing the culture, and they are two players. I knew people would gravitate to Jackson Dart, and I thought they would for Scatterbo, and they are. And on the defensive side, Abdul Carter and some other young players. But they also could be changing the tax bracket for Brian Daboll, because if he gets fired, that salary's going down.
Buddy, big time, man. And I'll tell you what, think about this, right? You'd love to be an agent for a guy coming in to take that job. You are walking into a really great opportunity, man. It's crazy to think what the Giants were 5 weeks ago. These two dudes really have changed their culture overnight, man. It's fun to see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they can sustain it. But right now, my coach of the year in the NFL would be Dave Canales with the Carolina Panthers. I didn't think they would win 4. I didn't think they would ever be over 500. They may not win another one, but right now they are 4-3. but they're 7.5-point home underdog. That's like 40 in college, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is, right? And, I'm with you. What Carolina's doing with that team and that roster, and Bryce Young, too, everybody, they're all playing, coaching well above where they should be. I agree with you. Here's the problem. All right, so we saw last night the Chargers in the NFL, when you need a win, those teams usually come through. And Buffalo has lost 2 straight games and is coming off of a bye week as well. They are going to be fully focused on Carolina. So I'm with you. This might be a bad spot for Carolina. Just take the over 46.5 because the Panthers can score 2. I'm not going to mess with that big of a spread, but yeah, the Bills are coming. I'll tell you that.
I like that a lot. Another game at noon, the Bears on the road against the Ravens. We got the news today that Lamar Jackson participated in practice today, so it looks like he will go, and we're already seeing that line move. It opened at 6.5, now already to Baltimore as a 7.5-point favorite with the expectation that Lamar Jackson will start. The total's at 49.5. What do you like here?
I like 2 things. Number one, I like to let this number keep going Baltimore's side, and I'm going to bet Chicago. You can give me the Bears with the spread right now, but if you're looking to bet the Bears, just wait. Let the public keep betting and get you a better number, right? I don't care if Lamar Jackson is back or not. He played defense. Have you seen that Ravens defense? Very good. I don't know what we do with the Ravens. They're 1-5. This team could turn it around, or they could completely implode. And honestly, I'm leaning more towards implode, man. I don't know if it's good over there right now, to be honest with you. Give me the Bears all day long. Give me Chicago.
Alan, with the breaking news from the NBA, the bombshell, I just went through kind of a sermonette of it's the power of what one or two can do and kind of direct it for everybody else. The NBA is not fixed. There might be some shaky players. That's human nature. That's greed. But the NBA and the other sports, we may get mad at how outcome finishes. It may look funky, but there's no there by and large. I'm right on it.
Oh, you're exactly right. Yeah, look, the sports books had nothing to do with this. The league had nothing to do with it. What this is former NBA players who got thrown a bunch of money in their face and got put in a compromised situation by probably organized crime in some point, right? Like, that's who is after this, right? Yeah, I'm with you. The leagues have nothing to do with it. The leagues and the books are the ones who want on the board the most, especially the sports books. They're the ones finding this out, So I know that the FBI, obviously is, the prosecutorial portion of this situation, but I guarantee you the books way ahead of this. They're always ahead, man. They don't want it either, I assure you. This is not good PR.
Alan, I think I'm a lot of things, but naive, I don't think I am, but maybe so. Yesterday and still today, I'm perplexed that we're still talking about La Cosa Nostra and the mob and mobsters. I mean, did Abe Vigoda come back from the dead? Is Jimmy Collins? Is it real? I know you leave the cannoli, take the gun, or whatever the line was, but is this real?
I'm telling you, La Cosa Nostra never goes away. It's wild to think, like, it used to be rackets like the Numbers, the karting industry, the garment industry, and now, but sports betting's always been there. It's always been a part of it, right? But, yeah, man, it's wild to think that, like, dude, it's the same story every time. Somebody needs money, somebody has money, but somebody wants something else. And then here's the other thing, too. So federal prosecutors have like a 95% conviction rate because when they bring charges, they already have you dead to rights. The reason they have a 95% conviction rate is because you take plea deals, which all of these NBA guys are immediately, let it roll, which I'm no opinion there. But there are consequences to that too, so just be careful there.
You're so right, because when you go to court like that on the federal level, you got to remember when that judge reads the charges, he says the United States of America versus Brett or Bryant or Allen. You ain't got a prayer against that.
None. Because you know what? Feds have unlimited money. If they want you, they will get you. And if they can't get you with a crime, they call their buddies over there at the IRS.
That's right.
Up the charges.
That's right.
And speaking of the mob, I knew that we still had loan sharks. We just call them payday lenders now.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. And we call the numbers the lottery. So there you go.
Right.
That's exactly right. Getting back into some of these NFL games, afternoon slate. Buccaneers on the road against the Saints. Tampa Bay, a 3.5-point favorite on the road. The total 46.5. I think a lot of people look at this game and see the Buccaneers that have been rolling. The Saints 1-6 on the season. What are you seeing when you look at this game?
Yeah, look, I don't hate what the Saints are doing. They're not a great football team, and nobody's saying that they are. But they're going out to give an effort, man. But for a 1-16, they look better than that. All right, but 4.5. Is that what you said the spread?
3.5.
4.5.
3.5.
It's gone to 3.5 now, dude. I would have taken it at 5.5. So yeah, you can give me the Bucs, man. I understand that there are some injury situations, but no, yeah, you can give me Tampa. I'm not going to overthink this one.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah, the Bucs bouncing back. Now, what a lot of us don't appreciate, how heated those rivalries in that NFC South that they are. Those teams, they hate each other. And in the AFC South, you got one in Nashville, Titans and the Colts. Is this the time to just start riding the against the Titans the rest of the year?
Absolutely it is. Because, Mike McCoy, the interim coach, if he had an answer, they would have gotten to that before the head coach was fired, right? So it's not like, some new game plans coming in. Yeah, the Titans are a mess, man. They're an absolute mess, and we can't even get a read on them. It's such a bad situation. So, number one, what you just said, the plan of fading the Titans weekly, yeah, check that out. You're playing a number, essentially, at that point, right? You're just negotiating a price. And then number two, Jonathan Taylor for the Colts might have 13 touchdowns in this game. So, if you're looking for prop bets, Jonathan Taylor all day long. The Colts, they won't throw much. They won't have to throw much. Jonathan Taylor will carry it 40 times, man.
Jonathan Taylor's prop on rushing yards is 101.5. He might not be in there late.
Yeah. It's bad when they're putting in backup running back.
Yeah.
You're up so ahead, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. And I think, Alan, I think we talked with you a couple weeks ago, and you said maybe instead of playing rushing yards, attempts, touches, he's going to get it a lot, and maybe take the over there would be a good look. Sunday Night Football, what do you like? Packers and Steelers, Green Bay, 2.5-point favorite on the road, total at 45.5.
Yeah, coming into this game, I didn't know if there was going to be animosity, like Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay. But number one, we haven't had any of that, like media-wise. And, they talked about the game, but, there hasn't been any negative. And then number two, we got the news that Aaron Rodgers is going to retire as a Packer. So that kind of takes any potential negativity out of it, which I'm fine with, right? I wasn't looking for that to begin with, right? But, yeah, so we don't have that, revenge game style. So, honestly, I like the over in this game. I think it's going to be two relaxed teams that go out playing ball. Aaron Rodgers playing good football right now. Steelers are 4-2. Packers 4-1 and 1-1 with a tie. It's going to be a good game. Take the over, man. There'll be points on both sides.
Alan, I appreciate what you're saying, that hadn't been a story out there about the revenge factor. Here's what I think it is. I think it's baked in the cake for everybody around football that everybody hates Aaron Rodgers, including his brother Jordan.
Yeah. Hey, let me tell you this. I worked with his other brother, and not much love there, too.
All right.
I can tell you that, yeah.
It's too bad. It is too bad. Alan, before we let you go, what do you like in college football this weekend?
Yeah, man. So we've got a really good slate this week, all right? I like Ole Miss plus 5.5. I think they come strong. Give me Ole Miss here. South Florida. They are on absolute fire right now, so pay attention to them into both the spread and a team total perspective. And then Tennessee, Kentucky, here's the fun one. First quarter over 13.5. Both teams will score points. Tennessee's defense not that good. Missouri Vanderbilt over 51.5. Game day. Let's go.
I like it. I like it a lot. A lot of fun things. And what do you like? Anything tonight in the World Series?
Yep. So the last 5 World Series, game 1, the winning team has scored 6 runs or more. We've seen 10 runs. Yeah, tons of runs in game 1 of the World Series. Take the over 7.5.
All right, I like that. And with the NBA getting started, are you kind of waiting to see what happens these first couple of weeks, or is there anything you like tonight or into the weekend in the NBA?
I'll tell you where to look for NBA props the first couple weeks of the season. what you're seeing are a ton of threes being shot and a ton of threes being missed. What happens with a missed three? Rebounds. Missed shots, rebounds. There are a ton of missed shots. Don't go crazy. Bet rebounds right now because you get them offensively and defensively, and there's a million missed shots per game. Take rebounds while you can.
I like that. That is something I wouldn't have thought
Great
about,
stuff.
but that is a really good angle.
Alan, you're getting up tomorrow morning and taking a sign out to game day that says Sports Time with Bryant and Brett Rocks, aren't you, in Nashville?
100%. I'm painting my face. Like, we're getting all of it. Don't worry. Like, we're going to be good to go. Yeah, we're plugging it on game day.
That's
tomorrow.
right.
Don't worry about that.
That's exactly
Great
right.
stuff, man.
It's going to be fun in Nashville tomorrow. Alan, as always, thanks so much. We'll talk to you again next Friday.
Look forward to it, boys. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for having me.
Right back at you,
Thank
Alan.
you.
Alan Bell joining us to talk some bets and a lot of good stuff. Kind of did it all with NFL, college, NBA, baseball, a little bit of everything.
Former mascot, so he may show up incognito at game day.
Yeah, he definitely could. No, he has the experience there, and he could pull something off in Nashville. I'm excited to see what it looks like in Nash Vegas tomorrow morning. It'll be a fun scene.
Great advice on the rebounds because he's right. Everybody kind of chucking threes.
Yeah, no, they really are. You're seeing a lot of missed shots, a lot of guys kind of still trying to get into form and maybe start games hot and kind of struggling out there. So definitely a good angle there. But we need to get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk a little bit about this Tigers and USF game tomorrow morning. That's next on Sports Time.
Not only can you listen to your favorite shows on Sports 56, you can also watch video of the shows live on Twitter and YouTube. Watch and listen every day at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Everything today is technologically based. Well, except maybe you. If you're struggling with tech, no matter what kind, call Tech for You. Tech for You for TVs, home theaters, cameras, smart locks, digital storage, and more. Tech for You makes it simple and affordable. Call 697-9695. Make your home safe, comfortable, and up to date with Tech for You. Stop struggling with tech. Call 697-9695. Veteran-owned and operated Tech for You. Technology simplified.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With over 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
The Drive into Fall event means it's time to save big at Gossett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat on the Pike. 2026 Jeep Compass Latitude $52.24 off MSRP, or 2025 Dodge Hornet GT $78.33 off MSRP, or both just $281.86 a month. 2025 Grand Cherokee 4-wheel drive $86.90 off MSRP, now $35,230. And 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesman Crew Cab 5.7 box rear-wheel drive $11,631 off MSRP, or $467.42 a month, plus 0% for 72 months available. So drive past the rest and come to the best. Gossett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat online, GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motorcars.
1500 SN 711 MSRP 50,710. Cherokee S871 5236, MSRP 43,920. Latitude TT 159,340, MSRP 32,815. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 895. Excludes tax island license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/30/2025 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about everything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we got a couple minutes left in today's show, or in this hour. We're not almost done with the show. We got a couple more hours left. I'm getting way ahead of myself.
Pulling the plug on us?
I mean, good Lord. I mean, what is going on? But no, we got to talk Tigers and USF. A big game tomorrow morning. Before we start talking about this, I'm hoping it's a great crowd tomorrow morning. I think it will be a good crowd tomorrow morning. But let's send two people to tomorrow morning's game. We'll do the first caller to the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line, 901-360-8255. A pair of tickets, so 2 tickets to tomorrow morning's game between Memphis and South Florida. Again, 901-360-8255. Again, thank you to Sissy's Log Cabin for providing those tickets to every single home game. And it's a big one tomorrow. We talked about it ever since that loss against UAB. Kind of backs against the wall now for the Tigers. If you want to do really anything this season, you got to win these games, and these big games at home, you got to win them. Tomorrow morning will be a really big one.
It will be. I wish we had more tickets to give away. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much to Sissies, because look at that response.
Yeah.
We really appreciate that, and we really appreciate Sissy's Log Cabin so much for that. And I hope the Tigers can get back to winning. Last weekend was, it was a real blow, and coupled with the great quarterback being out. Mm-hmm. So it's really hard to pick. When we get around to picking it at 5:30, I think it's going to be mostly Hart. But I don't know what to expect, Brian. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to have a breakdown of this, and I got nothing.
Well, I think there's a lot of questions going into tomorrow's game, and it revolves around, like you said, does Brendan Lewis play? If he plays, Memphis has a really good opportunity in this game tomorrow morning. If he doesn't, they still have an opportunity, but it's going to be a lot harder when your starting quarterback isn't in there. Now, if I can tell you some good things about this game that really have nothing to do with who's going to be on the field and what's going to happen tomorrow in the actual game, for whatever reason, Brett, Memphis, they thrive in this 11 o'clock slate against big-time opponents, ranked opponents. They find ways to win. You go back. Ole Miss, UCLA, Arkansas earlier this season. I mean,
way back to Houston on a Friday morning in this time spot.
Yeah, I mean, that 11 o'clock window in big-time games, Memphis thrives for whatever reason in that spot. So maybe we get that magic again tomorrow morning.
I hope so. And then how will people respond to that, trying to reboot the season? It's just hard for me after you lose to UAB to really trust the team.
Yeah, and we talk about it a lot in different sports and with different teams, but there are those type of losses that it's hard to recover from. It's hard to kind of get back to normal because that loss is just creeping in the back of your mind. And so Memphis can certainly help things with a win tomorrow against USF, but this is a really good USF team. You brought it up yesterday, I think, with Greg, when we were talking about him. We were sitting here for a 4:30 afternoon kickoff the first week of the season against Boise State, and we were watching that team, and all of us were going, wow, this USF defense is super impressive. They've got guys all over the place, so it's going to be a difficult game tomorrow morning.
And the rest of the schedule now for the Tigers looks so much different because that trust factor after you lose to UAB, doesn't everything kind of feel like a coin toss the rest of the year, and especially if the injury is serious to the quarterback, you're having to work somebody in new basically late October, early November at Rice next week. That looks much tougher than at any point all year when we've gone through this schedule. The Friday night against Tulane in 2 weeks looks very difficult now. At ECU looks harder than it's ever looked. I thought it was going to be difficult the whole time. And then the Navy game to end the year, Thanksgiving night. Everything is suspect now.
Yeah, and I think we talked about this yesterday, but anybody that did a schedule this year for Memphis, it started with the USF game. I mean, maybe a loss against Arkansas in non-conference. But when you're talking about the conference slate, if you had losses in there, it started with the USF game and kind of worked down. USF, Tulane, East Carolina, Navy. Those were the games that people had losses. It never started with a road game against UAB. We talked about it going into the UAB game. Memphis, since this game has been renewed with UAB joining the conference, Memphis has dominated this game. Has played really well in it. And so to see that loss, that changed a lot when you look at the rest of the schedule.
Back to the NBA gambling scandal real quickly. I just got odds from betonline.ag. They just sent me the odds. Next player or coach arrested for illegal gambling. They have these odds, which that's kind of oxymoronic, isn't it?
Really is.
Malik Beasley, 5-1.
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr., 6-1. LeBron James, 7-1.
Yeah.
No chance.
No.
Rick Pitino, 8-1. John Morant listed at 10-1. Okay. No way. No
chance.
And then the stray of all time, and I don't mind taking a shot at this guy anytime I can, but this is the stray of all time. At 33-1, John Calipari?
Cal, how about that? Cal getting in the mix.
I mean, this is crazy.
No, that's wild to have odds for that out there. I do love Rick Pitino being so high because I've seen a lot of people on social media drawing the connections to everybody involved with Rick Pitino. So that's hilarious. And I love Michael Porter Jr., obviously brother of Jonte Porter, being thrown in there with good numbers. So it's
JJ
it's weird.
Redick at 20-1. I mean, that just goes to show you what one bad apple, how that can make the perception of everybody suspect.
Oh yeah, well, I mean that's
not fair.
It's not fair at all, and I hate that we have odds like this out, and I hate that there's the situation calls for odds like that.
I hate that I read it.
Well, Brett, I actually like that you read it because I do love the fact that Rick Pitino is on there. That's hilarious.
It made me defend Cal, though.
It did, Brett. I mean, what a Friday we're having. I mean, we're only in hour number 1, even though I thought it was hour number 3 5 minutes ago. But
I got in vibes, LOL, Captain Memphis, and defending Cal.
I mean,
that's all in the first hour.
I mean, if that is not the biggest tease to stick around for the next 2 hours, because what could be coming up next? But we do need to get to a break here in just a second. But before we do that, let me remind you, this weekend, head down to Olive Branch and check out Frontier Western Store. Family owned and operated since 1967, Frontier Western is your one-stop shop for all the biggest brands in Western wear. They're the one-stop shop for Carhartt in the Mid-South, but they've also got you covered with plenty of other brands. When it comes to shirts, shorts, jeans, outerwear, whatever you're looking for, they've got it in stock. But if you need a new pair of jeans, well, Frontier Western is the place you have to go to. They've got all the brands from Ariat all the way down to Wrangler, and you'll love how easy it is to find the perfect size and style for you. While you're there, check out Frontier's world-famous boot showroom. Whether it's work boots or dress boots, Frontier has you covered for the entire family with plenty of in-stock proven classics like Ariat, Dam Post, and Durango, and that's just to name a few. Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know you'll be getting the best deals. Head down to 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch and check out the entire selection. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Sundays, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. for Frontier Western Store. Well, let's get to another break, and when we return, talking more wagering, Bruce Marshall, he joins us next.
Family Leisure doesn't do anything small. It's always got to be big, just like the world's biggest spa sale. Happening right now at Family Leisure. Check this out. You can get spas starting under $3,000. Spas and even swim spas, they're up to 30% off. Floor model spas have even bigger special prices. Cold plunges are all the trend right now. Take the plunge starting under $5,000. You see a patio furniture set you like? You could get a free umbrella with it. Ask an associate for details. Plus, swimming pools are clearance price now through the end of October. Get yours before the prices increase. That is with any big sale. Special financing, it's available. The only thing small during the world's biggest spa sale at Family Leisure are the prices. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Air. We breathe it naturally. Simple, right? Not so fast. The air you breathe could be hazardous to your health. Don't guess. Be sure with a phone call to the Memphis Mold Inspector, the only licensed mold assessor in the Mid-South. Call the Memphis Mold Inspector to check the air quality inside your home and office. Protect babies, pets, new homes, old homes, employees, friends, loved ones, and you. Just call 901-292-7788 for clean air and peace of mind. 901-292-7788 for the Memphis Mold Inspector.
Take your basketball skills to the next level at Shoot 360 Memphis. Shoot 360 is a revolutionary basketball training facility that combines cutting-edge technology with gamification and provides instant, objective feedback with hands-on, one-on-one expert coaching. And now, introducing Shoot 360 Cordova, a newly renovated 50,000 square foot facility with 2 NBA regulation-size courts, 3 high school-size courts, and 4 shooting bays with Shoot 360 technology. Memberships are now on a monthly basis. And yes, you can become a member at both locations. Whether you're an aspiring young talent, NBA player, or looking for a unique workout, all skill levels are welcome at Shoot 360 Memphis to learn proper shooting and passing techniques, improve fundamentals, and gain a competitive edge while having fun. Shoot 360 Memphis, now in Cordova and Collierville. Call them today at 901-779-3176. That's 901-779-3176. The future of basketball training is here. Shoot 360 Memphis.
If you love sports and Mexican food, you can get the best of both at Los Cabos Mexican Bar and Grill on Summer near Graham. Watch all the big games on all the big TVs on all the walls at Los Cabos. And enjoy premium tequila shots anytime for just $5.50. Celebrate every day with lunch specials from 10 to 3 and happy hour from 3 to 8. Lunch is just $6.75 to $10.99 and margaritas start at $3.99. Experience real Mexican cuisine along with great sports at Los Cabos on Summer near Graham.
All 650 acquisition fee, K2 SE 195,392, MSRP 24,375. Sorrento SG 405,856, MSRP 34,275. Sold S727, 2681, MSRP 24,980. Includes all rebates and incentives, excludes tax title and license with approved credit. Dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details. Must finance through KFA. Offer valid through 11/02/2025.
Hey, Mid-South, you're not going to believe the deals that Jeff Allen's got going on at Gossett Kia South in Mount Moriah.
You got that right, Randy. 2025 Kia K5 LXS, $159 a month. 39 MPG highway. $35.95 due at signing. 24-month lease. 2025 Kia Sorrento, $189 per month. 48-month lease, $49.95 due at signing. 2025 Kia Soul, $209 per month. $35.95 due at signing. 24-month lease. Plus a new 2026 EV9, 72 months financing available and rates as low as 3.49.
Sounds like a plan, Jeff, and they're all equipped with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawa Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawa is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. A couple of EMS calls in the last few minutes. Watching it build through Midtown. I-40 over here at Chelsea. It's even heavier in the last few minutes on 240 East and Millbridge, all the way out to 385. Billmore's Parkway starting a little bit busier out towards Collierville. Weimer's Jewelry, your full-service, family-owned jewelry store here in Memphis. Check them out this weekend at 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis with John Harden. Weekdays from 11 to 1. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back in Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our second hour on this Friday afternoon, and we talk wagering every week at this time with Bruce Marshall.
Joining the guys every Friday is college football historian and Vegas legend Bruce Marshall from Vegas Insiders, CBS Sports, and his own website, bamsports.net. With over 30 years on Memphis radio, with handicapping and sports talk, here's Bruce Marshall with Bryant and Brett.
Bruce Marshall joins us now from CBS Sports and Vegas Insider. Bruce, thanks so much for joining us. We're going to get to a lot of these games, but before we do that, we got to talk about this news in the NBA with the gambling scandals with Chauncey Billups and the Mafia and poker, and then also with Terry Rozier that had to do with actual games. We're getting more information about Chauncey Billups telling people and some other people giving tipping information that was not known to the public. What do you make of everything that we've learned over the last 48 hours or so?
Yeah, I'm not sure this isn't a movie. I mean, it sounds like something
really does
put into some movie here. Overarching, we'll unpack this more in the coming weeks and months because I have a feeling we're going to get more info on these specific arrests, and who knows, maybe more to come. But for me, at least, what strikes me first, and having talked to guys in the past for some of these trade shows from Sport Radar and a few of the oversight agencies. And for the most part, this is a few years ago, and the last time at length really talked to them was before PASPA was repealed, which is, 6-7 years ago now. At that point, though, those guys told me what they were worried about a little bit more was the colleges in the States. And the reason they said that was similar to what they watch in Europe. And that's the top levels, and especially soccer, EPL, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, or tennis. I mean, the guys you see in into the fourth, fifth round of Wimbledon, and Roland Garros, and that. Cricket, the same thing. At the upper levels, no, they make too much money. It doesn't make any sense. So that even the gamblers don't really try to manipulate that. They go to the lower levels. They go to the second, third division games. They go low-level tennis matches, cricket, you name it. They usually don't mess with the top level. And seeing the NBA guys getting involved in this, and I have a feeling we may be seeing some more of it, that's what stuns me because there's too much money these guys make, and the risk-reward just doesn't equate why they would risk, everything, their careers, and, fines, jail time, whatever, for such a little reward when they make so much money. And I know in the past, Adam Silver is, is some concern about the guys not making as much on a two-way contract and things, but they have much less chance to impact any game than star players. I mean, a guy like Rozier, that's stunning to me. And Charles Barkley, I think, was right last night on, it's ESPN now and Inside the NBA. He said, this is just stupidity, and I can't put it down to anything else.
Yeah, Bruce, and with that, with all your contacts and people plain and simple, do you think the games are straight up?
I do, but within the games, maybe not, because most of these, everything we're talking about here now has to do with obscure prop bets on individual players, and it's almost all of them under, and all it takes is to them to remove themselves from the game. Say they got an injury, and they come out. All they have to do is say, I can't play. That affects the outcome only as much as those guys aren't playing. So in a sense, yeah, it does affect the outcome, but this is more, but it's not a direct thing with calls going one way or the other late in the game. This is just individuals, and it's sort of within the game, though. And that's where a lot of these bets can happen. And It's the individual prop bets. And those are the things that are most easy to manipulate, a lot more easy to manipulate than the final score of a game. And that's where there's the concern right now.
Mm-hmm. And now the story breaking that Congress is going to get involved and subpoena people and bring them before Congress for congressional testimony. And we know perjury in front of Congress, you can go to jail over. So somebody's getting ready to rack up some serious legal bills.
Yeah, I think so, Brad. I think you're right. And, it is. I mean, Kash Patel, FBI, yesterday said it. Basically, this is sort of an insider trading scheme in the NBA. I don't think too many people benefited from this. But the fact that if some NBA guys were involved at all, is unseemly. And I just wonder, I've always thought, especially when it came to football, we haven't, seen anything quite like this in football. But even a scandal in football, I don't think would diminish the appetite for the marketplace to watch football. I think they'd forgive and forget. They'd keep watching. And I think to an extent that's probably true in hoops too. But I do wonder now, though, about this NBA stuff. It's this widespread. It's just the look is very bad. And I could see I talked to a lot of people now. All of a sudden they're soured on the NBA, if they weren't already, just from watching the games. But now a little bit more. And when you start getting people tuning out, that's another risk that Adam Silver's worried about, and that's a point where the NBA might be reaching soon. It's not good.
No, not good at all. Well, let's get into some of these games this weekend around college football. Before we get into the big games tomorrow, a 3-game slate tonight. Anything you like out of these 3 games?
Well, I'm curious to see if Charlotte is as bad as it has looked in the American, and North Texas has run up some really big scores. I am a little leery, though, about laying, roughly 4 touchdowns on the road past midseason. And Charlotte did backdoor Army a couple weeks ago, so I'm a little leery about that, but only be North Texas. I mean, Charlotte's got an argument as the worst FBS team. They really do. Their quarterback, they lost their quarterback back in September, too, so it's a bad deal. Maybe North Texas. I do think Cal is kind of interesting tonight, and I know I'm risking something because this team is so bipolar. But the number has gone up at Virginia Tech for a reason I'm not sure. Virginia Tech's only covered 1 game, and it's pretty obvious by now Philip Montgomery's not going to keep this job on a full-time basis. And I think there is something going on with the Shane Beamer rumors. We'll follow that in coming weeks. But they've only covered 1 point spread this year. It's been a very disappointing season. And Cal, for what it's worth, if Cal's at its best is as good or better than BPI's best. And Cal has actually covered 3 of its last 4 games in the Eastern time zone against ACC teams, won a few of those. So they haven't been bothered too much by this travel. I'll take Cal. It's up to like 6.5 now. That's too much. Close game. Cal could win tonight. That'd be my premier feature pick for Friday.
I like it. Let's get into...
Anything quickly laid on Boise at Nevada?
No, again, same sort of thinking as the North Texas. You're laying 3 touchdowns on the road. Boise's been pretty good since the USF loss. But Nevada has found a freshman quarterback who can at least get the ball downfield. And this is another one of these things. 3 touchdowns, the back door is going to be open late. I'd rather just steer clear of that one.
Absolutely. Well, let's get to tomorrow morning, and let's start with the game that's taking place here in Memphis. Last week, a very disappointing showing for the Tigers on the road against UAB. This time they're at home against USF. USF, a 6.5-point favorite on the road, the total 57.5. Anything you like in this game tomorrow?
Not really, because you have a wounded animal there, a wounded tiger in Memphis, and that just did not figure last week, and I'd like to know what Brendan Lewis's situation is, too. But another instance of it, laying this many points when you get to midseason out on the road like last week at UAB, it's very difficult. Sometimes you even lose those games. I think they'll bounce back some, but South Florida looks like the class of the American to me, and I think maybe has the pole position to make it to the playoff this year. The offense is scoring points at a ridiculous rate lately, and Byron Brown, keeping him healthy at quarterback, has been a big plus this year. I'm surprised. I mean, Alex Golish's name should be coming up for some of these openings. I think it will. I think Ryan Silverfield's name is going to start getting floated, too, as the carousel starts to spin. I don't have a real opinion on this one. If I had to do something, I'd probably take the Tigers plus 6.5, but I think there's better spots on the card.
going to be a muddy track here in Norman for Oklahoma and Ole Miss. What do you think on that game, Bruce?
Yeah, and I guess rain throughout a lot of the region tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. Maybe that slows down Lane's offense a little bit, though these new sort of fields here, they seem to handle the rain pretty well. I know Oklahoma's defense is really, really good, but and the pressure from the edge really can collapse the pocket. This is Brent Venable's dream, having a defense like this. He's a defensive guy. But I think the schedule is broken actually pretty well for Oklahoma. And, yeah, I'm including Texas in there, too, because Texas hasn't been all that, dynamic itself. But this defense has been, able to face some offenses that just have not been able to stretch it too much. They caught Michigan with the freshman quarterback making his first start. South Carolina, we'll get to them in a second, the struggles they've had. Auburn, we know the struggles they're having on offense. Temple was just outmanned. Michigan, like I said, Underwood making his first start on the road. I'm not sure how good this defense is. They will be tested tomorrow by Ole Miss, and Lane is way overdue to beat one of these ranked teams on the road. I think this might be it tomorrow. I don't know how the rain's going to affect the game, but I'm going to take Ole Miss. I'll reduce the score a bit in the wet stuff. 22-19 Rebels tomorrow in the rain.
22-19, and Ole Miss has won 4 one-score games and lost one-score game, so it's been close all year. Bruce, with all the conversation around Lane and Florida and the Penn State opening, for the 2026 football season, what do you think's the better job, Penn State or Florida?
Florida, because you get to live in Florida and you don't have to live at Penn State. I don't know if you've been to State College, but you are pretty remote there. So I would much rather be in Gainesville. From a football perspective, I'm going to still say Florida just because there's more, football FBS level talent nearby. I mean, the Northeast has been drained a little bit, and the old recruiting territories for Penn State. Not that it hurt James Franklin any, and they've gone outside the region to get some players, but slightly to Florida. The one problem is you got to deal with those Florida fans, who I think are a little bit more demanding, even than Penn State's. I mean, you don't win a national title down there, you hear about it. So that's one thing you got to consider too. But I'd slightly lean to Florida.
And Bruce, there's a reason why the Electoral College, you get more for winning Florida than you do Pennsylvania. That's where the population's going.
Yep. And, that's the last 50 years. Just look at the Electoral College and look where all the, check out in 1964, what were the big states then? I mean, New York had more than any back then, too. So it's changed, and the population base is there. One thing, though, there's a lot of competition in Florida and for talent there. So a lot of schools in Florida to fight for, and out nearby in the region, they're dipped into Florida too.
Yeah, they absolutely are. College Game Day is going to be in Nashville tomorrow for Missouri and Vanderbilt. Vandy, after beating LSU last week at home, they're now 2.5-point favorite over Missouri. The total 53.5. What do you like in this game?
I like Vandy again, and I think they're way beyond the point now where this is a one-off or just sort of a fluke or an unlikely thing. And they've won too much over the last couple of years, and especially this year. It's all really come together there for Clark Lee. I think sort of inadvertently, though I should give him a little bit more credit for that. I think it all stems back to hiring Barton Simmons as his football GM. And this is the next position that maybe Jimmy Sexton's already representing some of these guys, but that's going to be the next wave of big money hires, or these football GMs. Blanchard down at Texas Tech has done a great job. He even turned down Notre Dame, I think. But the talent level, and Simmons has hit on almost every one of these portal ads that he's got, and he's done a better job high school recruiting too, so the talent level is up there. And you add in the catalyst Pavia and the New Mexico State connection, and that includes Jerry Kill coming over. That includes the offensive coordinator Tim Beck, Stowers the tight end, and several other Aggies from some pretty good New Mexico State teams. That's helped, but Pavia is the catalyst, make no mistake. Missouri, we will see. But Eli, his name's going to be floating in the carousel too, though he likes it at Mizzou from what we hear. He's going to be pretty much in demand. Pribula has thrown a pick in his last 5 games, 2 in each of the last 2 weeks, including that one at the end against Bama that cost Mizzou a chance to maybe tie the game. A little mistake prone for me. Ahmad Hardy, they've been shutting him down a little bit more the last couple weeks running the ball. And Vandy with Pavia, stat. I think it's either points per possession or something. One of those very important offensive stats. They're best in the country. I think Vandy wins this 27-20. And yes, we live in a world where Vanderbilt might be a playoff team. Think of that.
Vandy in the playoffs, Vandy hosting College game day, Vandy winning and covering against LSU. This is not real. This is hard to believe, Bruce Marshall, isn't it?
God, it really is, because it's been so long since they haven't. But there's some stats that I heard. Some of the traditional losers in college football. Jimmy Ott was running this by me this morning down in Baton Rouge. Kansas State and Northwestern, and these programs that have historically been down. And some of them have bounced back, of course, in the recent times. But among the all-time losing programs, Vandy in there too. I mean, this year, look at them. Their record collectively is about the same as the Blue Bloods of college football. It really is a new world in 2025.
All right, let's go back to Baton Rouge then. You were there this morning. Break that game down. And is it must-win for Brian Kelly?
I think maybe so. And, there's some whispers out there about whether he even wants to stick around, because that fan base is not too easy when you're not winning big either. Maybe on his own volition. We'll see. I think this is like save the season here. It has to happen for LSU. We talked in the past about some of these offensive coordinators struggling in the SEC. You can throw Derek Nix in there. You can throw Bush Hamden in there. Nix at Auburn, Bush Hamden at Kentucky, and Kyle Flood and Sark, who was involved in the play calling at Texas. Joe Sloan, though, is right on the hot seat, too, at LSU. Brian Kelly had to deflect a lot of questions this week about his offensive coordinator and if he's going to start taking over the play calling, if Kelly is. He said, not yet, but, there's something not right with this offense. But I saw a little progress last week with Nussmeier. He hasn't been throwing downfield that well. I think he's going to have to do that. A&M, listen, that defense, I think, left a little bit to be desired. Arkansas was trading points last week, and they're not going to face Arkansas's defense here. This is a much better defense. And, oh, by the way, A&M has not beaten LSU in Death Valley since Baton Rouge's Death Valley, since joining the SEC. It's tough to go through this league unbeaten. This is a real banana peel. I think LSU gets them here. 27-24 Tigers tomorrow night.
Bruce, what is your favorite play in both college and the NFL for the weekend?
Northwestern plus 7.5 against Nebraska. I think they're the better team than Nebraska. I think the Cornhuskers are spectacularly overrated. We sort of saw that last Friday night against Minnesota. They really have trouble protecting Raiola against any sort of a good defense. And Northwestern certainly qualifies as that. Only 11th in the nation scoring defense, from about 14 points per game. This is a great defense. This is what David Braun did 2 years ago out of nowhere. And that team, could slow the pace down, win with its defense. They've got a better quarterback this year, though, Preston Stone, SMU transfer. He's not putting up numbers like he did at SMU when he was starting 2 years ago, but it's better than what Northwestern has had. And I frankly, all this Matt Rule hype, I think we got to examine that a little bit. It's been a long time since Matt Rule won. And that would be at Baylor in 2019. This ain't happening yet at Nebraska, and I'm not sure why Penn State, other than him being an alumnus, why he's so much on top of the list. I don't quite get it. Northwestern could win this game, but certainly plus 7.5. I take the Cats tomorrow.
I like it. And in the NFL?
NFL, I'm going to go with a couple favorites here, bigger favorites. I'm going to just ride this New England train. I think they, Drake May obviously is pretty far along for his second year, but this is all down to Mike Vrabel. And by the way, I think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they could win the East. I think they could end up with the most wins in the NFL. The schedule breaks pretty well for them, and it's working. Wins and covers 4 in a row. They've been winning on the road. Now they're at home. Cleveland, good win last week, but if you fall behind, if you're the Browns with Gabriel at quarterback, ain't going to work. I'm going to take New England to keep this going. I'll lay this 7.5. I'll also lay the 2 touchdowns with the Colts. And I normally don't do that in the NFL, but I think Tennessee, it's just so bad right now. And Cam Ward, I wondered about him being the first pick overall in the draft, best of that quarterback class. That's turning out not to be the case. Jackson Dart's turning out looking like he's going to be the better option at quarterback. But the bigger problem for Tennessee is Ward seems to be regressing. He's getting worse. He's making more hideous turnovers, like dropping the ball when he's not even hit. The coaching change to McCoy, there's only so much you have to work with there. And Indianapolis looks great. If they don't just go completely flat, which I'm a little worried about, but this is the most potent offense in the league. 14.5 doesn't look like too much to lay with Indy.
Yeah. It's been impressive what the Colts have done to start the season. Anything in the NBA as that got started earlier this week? Anything you like tonight there?
Maybe tonight. I might give Orlando a look. Desmond Bain, you guys knew him very well in Memphis. Nice addition there for the Magic. Now, Miami was hot the other night and hitting all the shots. The Magic finally corralled them late. But you've got Banchero healthy. You've got Franz Wagner healthy. Now you've got Bain. Jalen Suggs is playing. And I think they're due to run off some wins. I don't know what happened to the Hawks the other night in the opener, but that was bad stuff, letting Toronto come in there and just stomp them like that. Not a big price, 4.5. I'll lay it with the Magic tonight.
I like it. Bruce, where can we find more of you?
Thanks, Brian. Check me out online at the old standbys, VegasInsider.com. A lot of picks up there, including World Series, Game 1 tonight. Yeah. NBA, college hoops in a couple of weeks. VegasInsider.com. Plus, CBS Sportsline, Sportsline.com. Got a few stories up there as well. And picks with a different twist at picksandparlays.com, winnersandwhiners.com.
Bruce, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy your weekend. We'll do it again next Friday.
Okay, thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Bruce. Bruce Marshall joining us every single week to talk some wagering. And, again, a lot of really good picks and kind of spanning the globe with them.
Only 7-1 last Friday with us on college football.
That is red hot right there.
Bruce does not brag, but he was 7-1 picking these games last Friday.
Yeah,
with us.
Bruce is gonna be the last handicapper out there bragging, but he is
because he
really
knows
good.
Next week can be really humbling.
Sure, and that's what's tough with coming on here, and we talk about it all the time, Brett. Of there are some places out there where the handicappers that people bring on their show, they'll say these are the games I want to talk about. That's fine. I'm completely look. If I was a handicapper, I'd probably do the exact same thing.
I'd play my best hand.
That's exactly right. But with these guys that we have, they don't give us anything. We're just shooting random games at them.
That's right.
And they're giving us picks. So for him to go 7-1 on games that he did not know we were going to ask about, really, really impressive stuff from Bruce.
Sure is.
We'll see what he does this weekend. I'm really excited to see it. But we need to get to another break, and when we return, we're going to talk some more wagering. Brad Bellamy from Landers Ford, he'll join us to give us his weekly Landers locks. That's next on Sports Time.
You have opinions?
I think it's over.
Of course you do.
I don't think it's that simple.
Everyone does.
I got all the answers.
Hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 360-8255.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, old guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, SIG, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections and appraisals and free bore sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsOfMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova.
You know, sometimes I wish I had a gun.
Well, I'm armed, but before I bought one, I still went to Top Gun Academy to learn to protect myself without a gun.
How is that possible?
Top Gun's personal protection training. It's perfect if you want to protect yourself without firearms.
I don't know.
And it's perfect if you feel the need to carry a gun for self-defense, because the last thing you really want to do is shoot.
That is scary.
Not at Top Gun. It's very comfortable, and you learn to load, handle, and shoot a handgun safely. Protect yourself. Go to Top Gun Academy. They're at 2770 Winton Road.
You know what I love about Central Barbecue?
They pay you to do their radio commercials.
Well, yeah, but what I really love about Central Barbecue is I'm proud to do their radio commercials.
Really? You should put more effort into it.
I'm proud to represent the very best barbecue in Memphis, and therefore the best barbecue in the world. Wait, what'd you say?
Nothing. I'm proud to do the Central Barbecue ads, too. Believe me, I've done some ads for companies that really weren't the very best in their business.
I know the ones you're talking about.
No, you don't. That was a long time ago.
If you say so. But doing ads for Central Barbecue means being able to say honestly it's a great product at a great price.
With lots of great locations.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Peter. He loves his motorcycle. What he doesn't love is wind. Which is ironic, because wind is a big part of the whole wind-in-your-face motorcycle cliche. But nobody ever tells you how relentless a strong crosswind is, or the cliche wouldn't exist. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get a quote to see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Get ready, Tiger Nation. Your Memphis Tiger football team is back at home Saturday, October 25th at 11 o'clock to take on the South Florida Bulls. It's homecoming and parent and family weekend, a week full of tradition, pride, and Tiger spirit. Be one of the first 5,000 fans to the gate and score a Memphis football jersey koozie. Let's pack the stands and roar for Memphis. For tickets and info, visit gotigersgo.com/tickets.
This traffic report brought to you by Salt Sports Bar and Bistro, 3101 South Mendenhall Road, where great food meets the big game.
Sports 56 traffic.
Areas are seeing some rain showers out here as they move in from the west. Be careful as traffic starts to get a little bit heavier here in rush hour. Traffic trying to get through Midtown on 240 southbound at South Parkway. It's gotten heavier again on 55 down through DeSoto County. Hey, Zips Car Wash, that's where I go, and so should you. Get upgraded shine and protection this weekend at your local Zips Car Wash. Check them out at zipscarwash.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back in Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you, and we got to talk some more picks. That's because Brad Bellamy is with us now from Landers Ford. He's going to give us his Landers locks. Brad, thanks so much for joining us. How's it going this week? How are things over at Landers Ford?
Man, things are great. Such a pleasure to be on with you guys this afternoon. Man, we got a lot of things going on. Had a busy day today over here at Landers, and we expect to have a pretty big Saturday tomorrow. So open till 7 at Houston, Levy, and Poplar. So don't be scared to come on out tonight, guys. We got plenty of things going, and we got great deals on F-150. We got anywhere from 0.9 to 3.9 for 72. Some of these priced up to $11,000 off. So just launched some new incentives on Bronco and Bronco Sport. And then we've talked about it before, but the electric vehicle programs are really strong with Ford. You got the option of taking some extra rebate or having that charger installed at your house, standard installation included with the level 2 charger. So really excited about the 0 for 72 APR we got with rebates or great lease deals, which I've leased my Mach-E now for a couple of years. Absolutely love it. It's been a great experience. And I don't ever have to go to the gas station, which is a really pleasant thing to have as well, guys. So Expeditions continue to be the hottest thing we got going right now. We got the best inventory in the area and doing really well with Expeditions right now and Explorers. So come on out and see us. Houston, Levy, and Poplar open till 7 or later. If you're here before 7, we will stay as late as you need. So come on out and see us at Landers Ford.
Guarantee that, Brad. And tomorrow, all the games will be on inside at the dealership. And tomorrow, the last Saturday of October, so that means deals and deals on 25s. I know y'all want to get all the 25s out as the 26s are arriving.
Absolutely, Brett. We have TVs on throughout the showroom. My dad listens to the show from California, and he asked me, he's like, so how many TVs do you have in the showroom? It's like you guys got a sports bar or something set up. So unfortunately, we can't be like some of the jewelers out there that have cocktails when you're shopping for jewelry. Alcohol and vehicles don't mix, kids. So just let's leave the beer at home and come on out and check out the vehicle. We will have popcorn, though, so we got that going for them. But yeah, man, it's always fun. A lot of my guys are really into college football too, so there's always a little bit of buzz about the area. You know, big game for the Tigers tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. here at home, and really hope they come out and get a W and take down South Florida. It'll be a great game tomorrow.
Now, it's not every weekend. I'm not promising it for tomorrow, but occasionally I know some hot dogs and hamburgers go on a grill out there on a Saturday too.
Absolutely, Brett. Yeah, not this weekend, but yeah, usually I'll be out there, especially holiday weekends on Memorial Day, Labor Day. I'm out there giving a flip to some burgers and doing some sausages and dogs. And you know, we used to pay a guy to come out here and do that, and he didn't know how to limit the amount of kerosene he threw on the lighter fluid. He threw on the charcoal. So when all you were tasting was lighter fluid, I decided it was probably time to stop. I didn't get out there and do it myself because I do take pride in my burgers.
Step aside and let the real grill master step in.
Right.
Last week, 3-1 with us on college. And, Brad, I still think it's not fair to you on these player props to call that a loss is the same as a win, because when you hit one of those player props with 8 and 9 and 10 to 1 odds, that's got to be better than just one winning pick.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm 2 weeks in a row, Brett, where I picked a team in college as my Landers lock, only to find out that their starting quarterback was not playing the game. Yeah. So I apologize to you that along with me, made some investments in Texas Tech last week, and of course Arizona State the week before. It turned out to be two really bad options when their starting quarterbacks were down. So I am hoping that I don't have starting quarterback issues this week, but I'll tell you what, everybody's keeping things close to their vest.
They sure are.
New York Jets right now don't want to say who's starting a quarterback on Sunday.
No, yeah, all these teams are playing it real safe till the last minute.
And now, Brad, with everything that's developed this week with the NBA and player props, you're even going to get people to go more clandestine and really nervous about giving out any information.
I cannot believe that whole story. I mean, I saw it post, on ESPN as a headline yesterday. I didn't really pay much attention to it. And my wife's on a girls' trip, and all of a sudden she's calling me last night. She goes, "Can you believe what Chauncey Billups did?" And I'm like, well, obviously I need to do a lot more investing and reading about this story, because if my wife is bringing it up, because she's with her girlfriends from Michigan, and they were all huge fans of the 04-05 team that won the championship. So, or 03-04, either way. But Chauncey was on that team, and I mean to risk that kind of salary for whatever he has going on. I mean, if it's true, I mean that's a lot, and there's got to be some fire with all the smoke that's come out of the story.
Brad, I knew I liked you. That was one of my favorite teams. I've already defended. I don't want anybody going after Chauncey Billups in his Hall of Fame status, because that backcourt with Rip Hamilton and those teams, and they played in the finals back-to-back years, but that upset of Shaq and Kobe, I love that team. I love Larry Brown. He was my all-time favorite college basketball coach. And then in the NBA, what he did, and one time during that run, they had a microphone in one of his huddles, and this was really, I mean, at go time, late in the game, really pivotal moment in the game, and he called him in, he got everybody's attention, he said, "I just want to tell you guys I love you."
Man, and I hated the Pistons, and but I was very happy to see them beat the Lakers that year. But then, of course, I don't know if you guys have watched the documentary that they have on Netflix, but the one about the Malice in the Palace, which was that following November, with the whole, Steven Jackson deal, and great documentary if you ever get a chance to watch it, with Ron Artest, Jermaine O'Neal, and of course, I mean, who knows what kind of impact that had on that team. And they still made the finals that year, but it was at the Spurs they lost to in the finals in 05, Brett, is that right? Yeah.
And Brad, the night of the Malice at the Palace, I was sitting at the bar at the Houndstooth in Tuscaloosa watching as it unfolded, and I said, "This is going to change everything," and it did.
Yeah, I ended up writing. So I was a senior in college, and I was a history major, and wrote my senior thesis on violence in sports. My professor, when I turned the paper in, he read it. He said, "Brad, that was an excellent Sports Illustrated article, but historical research in your senior thesis, it was not as good." So, to talk a lot about Rudy Tomjanovich and Kermit Washington back in the day, and kind of some of those events with Bertuzzi and the ice skate, and so I felt like it was a pretty good paper, and he agreed, but he did not necessarily think my bibliography did up to pass. So,
Brad, I love the topic, and I love that you brought in Rudy T and Kermit Washington, because Kermit Washington was such a better player to totally be stigmatized by one bad moment.
Yeah, I mean, that was I can't remember what it's 70, 73, 74, something like that. And then of course, most of my generation only knows Rudy Tomjanovich from his head coaching days with the Rockets, not necessarily his playing days, before that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get to your Landers locks this week, Brad. What do you got?
Man, there's so many good games this week,
yes,
guys.
There are.
Like I look at the board and I just salivate. I love rivalry games where the home team gets a big, has a big spread against them. I'm not taking this game, but man, a few years ago when Michigan State upset Michigan on that block punt, probably one of the more exciting Halloween nights.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we were going to a trunk or treat at the mall, and that was such a fun thing. But I love some spreads this week. I'm going to start off with a team with an 8 a.m. start time. Speaking of Michigan State, they did it a few weeks ago and really destroyed Michigan State. The UCLA Bruins have been a very, do we say good football team since the coaching change? I mean, they've won 3 in a row. 2 of them is pretty dramatic underdogs. But plus 26.5 at Indiana. Indiana giving up a field goal last week took that spread from 28 to 25, which did no favors for anybody that was behind Indiana last week, yours truly included. So that knocked out one of my parlays I had counted as a win. So I'm taking UCLA plus 26.5 at Indiana. That's a big spread. Indiana's got a great team. I think that they're going to win the game, but I'm going to take UCLA. They might be down 31 heading into the last 5 minutes, but man, the number of Big Ten teams, Big Ten games this year that have backdoor covered because of touchdowns that don't matter. At least I know I've lost a few because of them. So I'm going to take UCLA plus 26.5. Also, Ole Miss traveling on the road to Norman. I'm trying to decide which one I like better. Ole Miss plus 5.5 or under 51.5. OU games have not gone over this year. Even Kent State game didn't go over. But I'm going to go the traditional route. I'm going to take Ole Miss plus 5.5. I think that's a great game to take this week and do a little money line play too. I think they played well until the fourth quarter last week against Georgia, and they're a good football team. And I just don't think Lane's going to lose 2 weeks in a row. Plus, they win this game, it's going to be hard for them not to make the playoffs. They're going to have, they'll have one loss. They'll have a win against OU. Their schedule down the stretch is pretty favorable. This is kind of their toughest one left. Obviously, they have to go to Mississippi State at the end of the year, but I'm going to take Ole Miss plus 5.5.
I like it.
I went with them last week. I'm going to go with them again this week. Vandy at home, minus 2.5 against Missouri. Anchor down. And they got game day there. Come on.
That's right.
So I think that also could be a game that it's a playoff eliminator. Vandy's got a tough stretch, 2 more games that are really tough on their schedule.
It is.
And so I think that whoever wins that game has a really great opportunity to make the playoffs. Whoever loses that game is going to have a tough road. So give me Vandy at home. And then I'm going to take one for tonight. Last week, Boise State UNLV hit the over by a lot. Tonight's number, I think, is kind of small, 50.5. Boise State's going to Nevada. That offense continues to put up points. So I'm going to take Boise State, Nevada over 50.5 as my 4th game for the Landers locks. And hopefully this week we go 4-0.
Yeah.
We've not had a losing week yet. We've at least been, 50-50, 3-1, 4-0 first week. So let's get back to 4-0. And also something else interesting, guys, if you want to just throw $1 on something. Michigan State's last 3 opponents have scored 38 points. So I don't know if there's something else going on with Chauncey Billups and the Mafia and whatever's happening, but could have a 38 point just to have some fun for Michigan. But no, I think Michigan State's got a great chance to cover that game. And there's a lot of other good stuff on the board, guys. So we'll go to NFL.
Yeah.
I apologize. Last week, not a good week on the touchdown picks. I regret that I'm one of the guys I'm taking this week. I wish I would have taken last week, but obviously Waller getting hurt did me no favors. It took away that stretch, and now he's on the IR again. So But a guy that I'm struggling to understand why his number continues to be this high, Keyshawn Boutte from New England, plus 320 right now for a touchdown. Had two weeks ago. Had another one last week on a beautiful pass by Drake May. They have built a connection together that has just been really special over the last few weeks. And a lot of my picks this week, guys, are kind of connection picks, right? So plus 320. If everything else I say misses, but that hits, you win. Another one that I really like is Jake Ferguson. I mean, his connections, even with, CeeDee Lamb coming back this past week, he's on a roll right now. And him and Dak are hooking up pretty much every week for touchdowns. So he's plus 190 at Denver. I don't know if you guys saw it last week, but Theo Johnson they gave up 2 touchdowns and 2 tight ends. But did y'all happen to see the touchdown Johnson had off the deflection?
Oh, yeah. That was nuts.
I mean, what a crazy fourth quarter. Talk about dejection.
My gosh.
You give up the lead, you score the touchdown, and then you give up the field goal. I mean, and that's where the NFL this year, guys, the whole change in kickoffs and where you start from, you don't have to go very far at the end of a game to get a field goal opportunity, especially now these guys can get 60 yards.
Yeah.
And making them like they're a layup.
Yeah. I mean, how far do you think Brandon Aubrey has to kick from before you would say he's going to miss?
I would try him inside at the Dome in Dallas. I would try him from 71, 72.
Yeah. I mean, he's got extra yards on even his 60-yard kick. So, I mean, it's incredible. And the other guy that has built an unbelievable connection, I'll tell you what, this team, a lot of people were against the Colts last week. A lot of sharks, if you will, said that the Chargers are going to win. And the Colts, Daniel Jones has resurrected his career, and they have become a very, very good football team. And he is connected with Tyler Warren both on rushing attempts and passes through the air. So Tyler Warren is my third pick this week. So we got one over plus 300, then Ferguson and Tyler Warren. So those are my 3 touchdown picks. Last week on the afternoon games, man, tight end galore. I mean, talk about a chance to make a lot of money. The tight end game on Sunday afternoon last week. I think every tight end scored a touchdown but Evan Ingram. So, anyways, guys, always love tight ends when it comes to touchdown scoring in the NFL, especially first touchdowns. I mean, it happened last night too. So, always something good to look at, especially if you can get some good odds. Anything over plus 1,000, plus 1,500. So,
Brad, you know what the tight end position is? That's the equivalent of that great service department at Landers Ford in Collierville. It's always there. It's always open. Those tight ends are always open.
That's right. And my team, Sean Smith running my quick lane and Nick Rowett, our parts and service director, just do an unbelievable job of taking care of customers. And there was a time where there were some complaints about how long it took to get through our quick lane, and man, all the surveys now just positive about how fast that experience is. And one thing that's been a huge benefit to us there, Brett, has been pickup and delivery. It's really helped our shop flow and being able to take care of customers and meet them where they want to be met. So whether it's mobile service and coming to your house, pickup and delivery and bringing it in, or we're coming up here and having some of our nice Folgers Black Silk coffee, we're here to take care of everybody, and just appreciate all the folks who continue to be loyal to Landers Ford and helping support us, and then also support all the different community events that we're a part of.
Brad, and this is why it's the truth. If it doesn't say Landers,
you paid too much.
That's right. Brad, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Let's have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you again next Friday.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad. Brad Bellamy joining us with his Landers Locks picks, and really good week last week. And I think with these these games he likes, I think we're gonna have another really big week with these picks.
I saw enough of Keyshawn Boutte down in the mud in COVID here at Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, you're ready for him to go to the NFL. Yeah, be gone. Yeah. We've seen enough. You're good.
Go
good and good luck in the league. So yeah, hopefully we can get on the board with him on Sunday. But let's go ahead and get to another break, and when we return, it'll be time for Big Number of the Day.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Cleanliness is next to impossible unless you call High-Low Commercial Services. For 15 years, High-Low's dedicated team has been cleaning offices throughout the Mid-South. High-Low's janitorial services are customized to your business. Clean once, quarterly, or ongoing, and get the JRD guarantee. We clean until you're satisfied. High-Low Commercial Services, the biggest and the best in the Mid-South. Visit MrCleanTeam.com. That's MrCleanTeam, MrCleanTeam.com for High-Low Commercial Services.
Memphis is a love song to soul and style. With the full suite of sought-after designers, brilliant natural diamonds, an elegant bar, luxury VIP lounge, and more, a trip to our store is an experience like no other. Just like the city we love. Stop by any of our stores or visit sissyslogcabin.com and experience Sissy's for yourself. Memphis is our home, and we're your jeweler.
Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit binswingerglass.com. Binswanger Glass.
Hey everybody, it's Chevy Truck Month, which means every new and pre-owned Silverado you want is right here in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet. New 26 Silverados as low as 2.9 for 72 months and no payment till next year. New 26 Equinox as low as 1.9 and no payment till next year. Yes, your new 26 All-Star Chevy Silverado or Equinox can be payment-free through Christmas and New Year's, and your good credit deserves it. Military and first responders, you get an extra $500 bonus. And if you want a certified barely driven Chevy, All-Star is spot on. Come check out this huge, and I'm talking huge, selection of certified Chevys and the hottest pre-owned vehicles. It's all right here in Olive Branch at All-Star. And if you got any vehicle you want to sell, bring it here to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch and get the most money for it today. Together, let's drive. Don't miss the final Chevy Truck Month sale going on right now in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet, or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Since 1948, in the alley, the Rendezvous. I'm with John Burgos. John, what's going on in the Rendezvous?
Brett, after 76 years, we've decided to expand our product line. Anyone who's tasted our ribs is familiar with our vinegar-based. It's now available in a 32-ounce jar. It's so good to baste or marinate all meats. I even put a little bit on turnip greens. Something we've been using at the restaurant or at our house has been the Greek seasoning. My father was a cook, but my mother was a chef. And she was the one that put Greek seasoning on everything from a Mediterranean diet or a steak. My mom used it on soup, salad, veggies, fish, any meats. It's a great seasoning and a flavor enhancer. My brother Nick figured out salt and pepper was more than just McCormick's and Morton's. He's come up with a perfect blend we use to coat our shoulders and our brisket, and he used to make it for his friends as Christmas gifts, and they loved it. All these products are available at the Rendezvous or online for shipping as gifts and in many grocery stores. And if they're not in your favorite grocery store, ask your grocer to stock it.
A beloved family affair and still going strong since 1948, the Rendezvous.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Big Daddy.
Hello, Big Brand. It's a guy, he wants to be big, then he gets big, he doesn't want to be big anymore, then he gets small, but the suit's too big.
Big Daddy.
The big boy.
You're a big guy. I think she's trying to pull a fast one on Big Daddy.
The big number of the day.
Well, my big number today comes from Major League Baseball. It's because the World Series starts tonight between the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. All the action over on Fox. But my big number is the number 5. Over their last 5 games, the Dodgers have allowed 18 hits runs. It's the only time in Major League Baseball history that a team has had a span of 5 games allowing 5 or fewer runs and 20 or fewer hits in a single postseason. You look at what the Dodgers have done, especially recently against Milwaukee, and even before that, this pitching staff, and it's been that the starters that have done the bulk of the work. Obviously, a lot of concern with the bullpen, but it's been the starters going deep into games, and they have made a difference, and this team not giving up a lot of runs. We'll see if that changes tonight against the Toronto Blue Jays, and maybe the Blue Jays can put up some runs and maybe make the Dodgers second guess a couple things, and maybe that gives them an advantage. I don't know.
Good stuff, Brian, and good for you mentioning the World Series. We kind of shorted it today, but a football Friday, and I know we wouldn't be shorting if the Cardinals in the World Series, but they're not. So we did. We'll do better next week and catch up more on the World Series. My big number is 93, as in 93 years ago, 1932, and when it's that long ago, don't you say 1932?
Something like that, yeah, I think so.
That's the last time Ole Miss played a football game in the state of Oklahoma.
Holy cow.
1932, a 26-0 loss to Tulsa.
Wow.
Never played Oklahoma State anywhere but in bowl games, never in Oxford, never in Stillwater, and the first time to ever play OU in Norman. Have met them twice last year in Oxford and in the 1999 Independence Bowl. Big Game Bob's first year at Boomer.
Wow, that is a really good number, Brett. That is incredible. But we'll get it tomorrow, and it should be fun. Hopefully that rain gets out of there, and we don't have it raining. It will be sloppy, but hopefully we won't have any rain during the game.
It's back of the line for the defeated team, though, isn't it?
No, it definitely is. I mean, this is a
playoff
big one.
Start tomorrow.
It
for
does.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, no, you mentioned it earlier that this is huge for both sides. You win this, and you still feel pretty good about your chances. You lose this game, and a lot changes, especially if you're looking at Ole Miss. Coming off that loss last week, completely understandable. Against a really good Georgia team. But if you make it back-to-back losses, then things could really get uncomfortable. So yeah, very important game tomorrow for Ole Miss in Oklahoma. We'll see how it all plays out. Again, you can listen to that game tomorrow right here on Sports 56. Well, we're going to get to a break here in a second, but before we do that, let me remind you that when you're in Memphis, you think of barbecue, and you can get that world-famous Memphis-style barbecue any day at the Commissary. Awarded the best barbecue in the city in the Commercial Appeals Best Barbecue in Memphis 2025 Bracket Showdown. Visit either location in Germantown and Collierville and stop in for lunch or dinner. Stop in at the Collierville location and try the new all-you-can-eat buffet, available Monday through Friday. Pick and choose between 3 proteins, 5 sides, a salad, and a drink, all for just $15.95. For more than 40 years, the Commissary has been a staple in this area, and a big reason is because of the quality of food they serve. My go-to, it's got to be the ribs, but how could you resist that barbecue shoulder? Get it chopped or pulled, and get it by the plate or by the pound. It comes in handy with that sandwich pack. Feed the whole group with a 6-pack, 8-pack, even a 12-pack. And don't forget about the dessert like the delicious banana pudding, brownie, or the lemon icebox pie. Check out the entire menu and catering options at commissarybbq.com. Whether it's a watch party for your favorite team or a tailgate, let the Commissary cater your next event. It's hard to believe, but the holidays are right around the corner, so let the Commissary help with those events. They can cater any size party, or you can check out their private party rooms, perfect for any holiday celebration. And for Thanksgiving, the Commissary smokes up the perfect turkey or spiral ham. It's never too early to get online and order and get on the list. But stop in today at either location. In Germantown, open daily until 8 p.m. and in Collierville, open until 9 p.m. for that world-famous Memphis-style barbecue at the Commissary. Well, let's wrap up this second hour, get to a break, and when we return, we're talking the Razorbacks and the SEC. Ty Richardson from ESPN Arkansas, he joins us on the other side.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With over 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Do you know what Penny Hardaway and I have in common? We should both be in that building celebrating the best basketball players of all time. Of course, I'll have to buy a ticket to get in, but he should already be there. But seriously, we both surround ourselves with the best people we can find. We work hard to achieve our goals, and we are both among the best in our respective fields. At Fiveash, we can't win titles or get national awards, but what we can and do strive to do is give 100% of ourselves to give you the best product possible and one you can be proud of. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call at 901-367-0050, and we will do everything we can to provide you the best of everything. Fiveash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Air. We breathe it naturally. Simple, right? Not so fast. The air you breathe could be hazardous to your health. Don't guess. Be sure with a phone call to the Memphis Mold Inspector, the only licensed mold assessor in the Mid-South. Call the Memphis Mold Inspector to check the air quality inside your home and office. Protect babies, pets, new homes, old homes, employees, friends, loved ones, and you. Just call 901-292-7788 for clean air and peace of mind. 901-292-7788 for the Memphis Mold Inspector.
Something's always happening over at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, and I've got him on the line, Marty McNate. Hey, Marty, what's happening over there at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown?
Deals you can't pass up, Randy, like 2025 Taos S, $219 a month.
Taos S, $219 a month. What else you got, McNate?
What about a 2025 Jetta S? We got it, $228 a month.
$228 a month for Jetta S? That is awesome. And that Atlas deal you were telling me about?
Randy, I've got a 2026 Atlas SE, $299 a month.
I'm picking up what you're putting down over there. Hey, McNate, tell them what to do.
Come see me, Marty McNate, at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, 7420 Winchester Road, or shop online at GossettVWG.com. And remember, your future is what you make it.
That's Gossett Volkswagen Germantown.
All 36 monthly, 7,500 miles, 25 cents excess mileage. Taos SMO 58885, MSRP 27011. Get a TM 005137, MSRP 25820. Atlas TC 515,398, MSRP 41841. Includes all rebates and incentives, 895 PF. Excludes fast title license with approved credit. CD for complete details. Must finance through Volkswagen Financial Services. Valid through 10/31/25.
This traffic report is brought to you by Millington Weight Loss. For more information, call 901-436-0272.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. A little bit more volume in the last few minutes through the Midtown area. Here on 240 South and South Parkway. MPD working with a couple of wrecks out here. It has gotten heavier going eastbound on 240 from Mill Branch out to 385 as you get on to Bill Morris Parkway. That's really starting to pick up towards Collierville. Zips Car Wash is where I go, and so should you. Get upgraded shine and protection this weekend at your local Zips Car Wash. Check out zipscarwash.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10. Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our third and final hour on this Friday afternoon. And we've talked a lot of college football, but we got to talk the Razorbacks, and we do it every Friday at this time with Ty Richardson.
Time to talk Razorbacks on Sports Time. Joining the guys is Ty Richardson from ESPN Arkansas to talk all things Hogs and SEC. On Twitter X at Ty Sports Radio, here's Ty Richardson with Bryant and Brett.
Come on, all you Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those Hogs!
Ty Richardson joins us from ESPN Arkansas to talk the Razorbacks and the SEC. Ty, thanks so much for joining us. Last week, it was a narrow loss for the Razorbacks at home against Texas A&M, the team that was number 4 in the country, now have moved up to number 3 in the country. A really nice game from Taylon Green, really the entire offense. Yeah, Mike Washington going for nearly $150, Omega Blake over 100 yards receiving. It just goes back to something that we've talked about, feels like every single week with this team, that defense and the struggles they have slowing opponents down. What was your takeaway from that loss against Texas A&M?
Well, I kind of thought that Arkansas was going to have to score 40-plus to win a football game. Turns out you got to score like 46 when you give up 45 points to Texas A&M. Marcel Reed has really come into his own this year. Aggie's heading to Baton Rouge tomorrow, or I guess they're there right now, to take on a team that they're favored against. Who would have thought that Texas A&M would be favored in Death Valley, but that's what we have ahead of us this weekend. Guys, Arkansas' defense is just abysmal. This is the worst unit in the SEC, one of the worst in college football. Listen to this. They have not forced a turnover since the Memphis game.
Wow.
Since the Memphis game. And the offense, while they didn't cop it up last week, they've copped it up a bunch, and it blows my mind that the defense is as bad as it is in 2025.
Ty, you know who we have to give some credit to, who recognized the Razorback defensive woes on the field after the Alabama State game, Alabama A&M game, and Arkansas State game, and he went crazy on our friend David Basil's show. John Daly with the Razorbacks 2-0 said you're buying a load of hooey. This team's terrible. When they were 2-0, JD said it.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, because they didn't look good against in that game one. Defensively, and Xavier Sorin come in, and then they looked a little better against Arkansas State, but still not great. And then, of course, game 3, Trinidad Chambliss, first college football game in D1, SEC, under the lights in Oxford, just rips Arkansas apart. And then you had multiple other quarterbacks do the same thing. Carr, and that was more of Love and Darian Price in that game. Then you think about Aguilar, and then last week Reed. So I guess JD called it. He can play some golf, and he can figure out some football, I guess, boys.
I guess so.
Make him Coach Petrino's DC the rest of the year. That'd shake things up, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be from an entertainment radio standpoint. Which you guys do every day. I do every day. That would sure be it.
Yeah, no.
Ty, I can tell you that John Daly has already more than just on the sideline. He has been on the field of play at Razorback Stadium. It was about 2:00 in the morning one night. We had been at a saloon in Fayetteville, properly named, called the Beer Keg, and this is when you don't bet somebody at their own game. He threw out the bet that he could go to Razorback Stadium and stand on the 30-yard line, which that would be a 40-yard field goal, first try and make a 40-yard field goal. So we loaded up and we went it. We got in the stadium. Probably broke a few laws doing it, but we got in the stadium, and he lined up on the right hash, kicking toward the old north end zone complex. Now just the north end of the stadium, as you know, the new closed-in area. First try, and I mean it sailed high into the net. It would have been good from 60.
You know what's crazy is, like, you have a story like that. And nowadays, like, it just wouldn't happen because there's security and all this stuff. Like, back in the day, it's school, whether it was in Fayetteville or Memphis or Oxford or anyone else, like, you could actually have fun and get away with a little mischief. Now, you end up in Washington County. So I found myself the first week in the school. So it's just not as college just ain't what it used to be. And I think all your listeners would probably agree with that.
Ty, the best part about it, so we all shimmy over the top of the fence in the northeast corner, and it was about a 20-foot chain link fence high. So we all shinny over the top of it. A friend of ours gets there about 10 minutes late, And we go, how'd you get in? He goes, oh, the gate was open. I just walked right in.
Oh, man. You know what's wild about that? It's like if you go to college football stadiums over the course of a weekend, not necessarily during the week, but a lot of times there's people working, so they're just open. There's a gate open. There's a door open. So I'm not advocating for breaking and entering, but you'd be surprised at some of the stuff that you could see.
You really can late in the game. So last week, one of the members of our crew just forgot something down in the locker room. We'd already gotten to the car, and I said, no worries. And he said, I got to go back and get it. He couldn't get a hold of anybody to pick it up for him. And I said, boy, you're going to have trouble getting back in, this late. He said every door in Sanford Stadium was open. He just walked right in.
Golly, what a game that was. Shamblick's talking about what he did to Arkansas. The offense, what they did initially to Georgia. I know things they kind of got stymied and dry a little bit. That was a game. It was a big weekend, but guys, we got a big weekend ahead in SEC. I mean, you got Vanderbilt favored again, LSU hosting A&M. Arkansas could get Hugh Freeze fired tomorrow. It's a big weekend in college football here.
Yeah.
And listening to you guys yesterday, Ty, and here both you and Tommy, just reporting the facts. There's a real plan for Petrino to keep this job, isn't it?
I think he's going to get it. And I came to, and I don't. It's not an epiphany or anything, but I was just kind of thinking about it last night because I think Arkansas is going to win tomorrow. I think Auburn's going to fire Hugh Freeze on Sunday. That'll be a better job that's open. So that's already at least 3 jobs that are better than Arkansas. There's no guarantee that Brian Kelly or Shane Beamer are going to keep their jobs. Who knows what else could pop open in college football. So the Razorbacks, while they may want someone that's pretty high caliber and might be interested, that coach is not going to go to Arkansas over another school that's top tier. And, I consider Penn State and Florida and Auburn really, really good jobs, all better than the one in Fayetteville. So I really do think that Arkansas is going to wind up, and I never would have said this after 2012, April 1st, I guess, but man, it's just a cycle, and we're back to Bobby Petrino, I think, after the end of November, full-time head coach.
Wow. That would just be an incredible story if we get to that point. But you mentioned has the opportunity to end Hugh Freeze's time at Auburn tomorrow, 11:45 on SEC Network, Arkansas and Auburn. How must-win do you think this is for Auburn and Hugh Freeze, and what do you expect in that game tomorrow from the Razorbacks?
Well, I think if he doesn't win it, it's his job. It costs him his job because I don't think Auburn, John Cohen, and the rest of that fan base can stomach losing to an 0 for Arkansas team in the league. I think offensively, I don't know if Arkansas is going to put up 42 like they did against Texas A&M. I think that game's going to be closer in like high 20s, maybe low 30s, maybe closer to like Tennessee. But I think Auburn's offense will have success against Arkansas. They're missing Cam Ball, albeit they lost their starting center Connor Lew for the year. But I think Jackson Arnold will have his best game to date against an SEC opponent. But I think Kalen and company do just enough to, despite having a putrid defense, I think they put it over the top.
Ty, how come in the SEC, maybe across college sports, Bryant, Landon, everybody jump in on this. I love the listeners' input on this. Mm-hmm. Why do we never hold the AD that hired them responsible? How come John Cohen isn't in trouble? How come Scott Strickland isn't in trouble? How come Hunter Yurachek is not in trouble? How come if it goes the wrong way at LSU, how come Scott Woodward wouldn't be in trouble? They just get absolved all the time when the coaches that they hired don't work.
Yeah, you know what I equated it to this morning, stats? Like Congress. Congress just keeps spending, but they're going to keep their jobs. They don't really care.
Great comparison.
And so I think with ADs, you get at least one, sometimes two. Like Yurachek came in after or right before Morris got hired. That was his, but Pittman was. And this next one, at least on the outside looking in, he says it is. I don't know if it actually is. I don't know if it's a search firm or someone else that's kind of the lead in the charge on whoever Arkansas's hired. That's definitely something that needs to be talked about. I think it's easier to blame a head coach than it is an AD. Mm-hmm. And I think some ADs are really tied in. Like Woodward seems like he's really tied in to LSU, unlike Joe Oliva was. So that's just kind of my read from living in Arkansas compared to what's going on in Auburn and Baton Rouge. But I definitely think that needs to be talked about more, Brett.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. I think you're right about when we watch these games, you see the head coach, and so that's who we see on the sidelines. It's a lot easier to put the blame on them than the AD. That they're there, but they're usually in the corners or in a suite or something like that, and you don't really see them on the day-to-day basis like you do that head coach.
We treat the AD when it goes horribly wrong. We treat the AD like he was the greeter at Costco.
That's right. Yeah. Nothing to see here.
Yeah,
I'm just hanging out.
Yeah, I didn't. I've never thought about it like that, but no, you're accurate in that assessment. And I think with the changing of collegiate athletics and everything, there's so much that has to be accounted for nowadays. But at the end of when you look at a balance sheet, it's like, all right, what the football team do? How much money they make us? Or do we have to fire the coach? How much do we owe him? So this is, it's the front porch of your university. Why was Arkansas not as fun to go to school? Because our football team wasn't good. And why has Arkansas not been that fun the last decade and a half? Because the football team hasn't been good. And I guarantee you, whether it's Petrino or whoever else, they start rolling. I don't know if they can in this SEC. It's going to be better for every Arkansan, whether they're an Arkansas fan or not.
Mm-hmm. Ty, do you think Bobby Petrino has super influential boosters in Hunter Yurachek's ear, hire him, make him permanent?
I think Frank Fletcher, who's his friend and a local car dealer in Arkansas, would love to have him. I don't know if he passes the test for the Tysons, the Hunts. I don't know if you can ever unwalk the wall money for football, like for Doug McMillan, who's the CEO of Walmart, and some others. I don't know. I'd be really that's me. I don't pretend to be an insider by any stretch. I just kind of react to the news. But I'd be really curious if what has to happen in order for money to get invested is they have to win. Mm-hmm. And I'm not just talking about beating a winless Auburn and a winless Mississippi State and SEC play. I'm talking about beating one of the rivals down the stretch. You got 3 rivals down the stretch. You got LSU, battle for the Golden Boot. You're going to Austin to take on Texas. And then you take on Missouri to close out the year. You beat one of those teams and you win the other 2, that's a sign of life. That's a sign of, hey, this guy might know what he's doing. I don't know if that would be – in fact, I do know. That would not be the best hire for Arkansas, in my opinion. That's my opinion.
Incredible.
But it might just be by default, guys, because you might not have someone that actually wants to come to Fayetteville to be your football coach while Bobby Petrino does.
Wow.
Ty, that net brace Montana tough press conference picture, it's just seared into so many people's memories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's April 1st, 2012. My brother and one of his friends I was telling you about yesterday dressed up as that. I can't find the picture. I've looked everywhere for it and I can't find it. But yeah, it's you'll see it at Halloween next week across Arkansas. Here's the thing. This is a Netflix documentary that's written itself, but only if Petrino becomes the coach and wins. No one cares if he has a terrible year. And when I say win, let me clarify that. I'm not talking about 10 wins this season, right? Right, you know the area well. Brian, you know it well enough from listening to me and talking with him. Mm-hmm. Guys, Arkansas fans would be ecstatic for 8 or 9 regular season wins. Now, let's think about that pathway. You got to win the 3 non-conference games, which next year it's Tulsa, Utah, and in Salt Lake, and another like a throwaway team in game 1. And then you got 6 SEC opponents that you'd have to win, 5 or 6 of the 9. That means they have to go above 500, which they've only done a handful of times in SEC play. So it's not an easy pathway, but it's possible. Double-digit regular season wins, I don't see happening for Arkansas in the near future. Wow. in the current construction of college football.
Wow. It's going to be really, really interesting to see how the season ends and where Arkansas goes from here. Ty, before we run out of time, I know the next time we talk to you, Memphis and Arkansas will have played an exhibition. Arkansas actually starts their exhibition slate later tonight. What has the kind of feeling been around the basketball season getting started and these 2 exhibition games, especially the one in Memphis Monday night?
I think the discussion is around obviously the Cincinnati game that's tipping off here in about an hour and a half. I'm going to be honest, Brian, we haven't talked a ton about the Memphis game. We should, but you got one tonight. You got the football game this weekend, the coaching search. But Monday we'll have a lot of football reaction, and a lot of fans will give their takes on what they saw this weekend. But people are going to be like, hey, Memphis State, like old days. I know it's obviously Memphis Tigers now, but a lot of Arkansas fans think of Memphis as Memphis State and some great NCAA tournament games and regular season matchups that were played. So I hope it's successful, not too far from where you guys are at the FedEx Forum here next Monday. And hopefully it's a game that goes down to the wire between Penny and Cal.
Yeah. I certainly hope so, and we've kind of talked about it a little bit, hoping that there can be some more sales as we get closer and get to Monday for that matchup. But what do you want to see? What are you kind of looking for in these exhibition games from Cal's team?
I think seeing the guys that you haven't seen. Pringles was at Alabama and then South Carolina last year. I didn't watch Malik Ewing at Florida State. I've watched highlights, but I want to see these guys. Like, I'm not going to the game tonight. I'll be on Dixon Street with some friends watching it. But I want to see the new faces, and I want to see how good Trevin Brazile and Carter Knox have gotten in the offseason. And DJ Wagner. I mean, this team is loaded, guys. They've got returners. They've got transfers. They've got star-studded freshmen. This is a formula that could get them far in the tournament, and they made it further than everyone expected last year. Now let's see if Cal and company can take them even to the next level of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and we'll definitely get the look Monday night. Getting back to college real quick before we let you go, just kind of looking around the SEC, you talked about how big of a weekend it is. 3 top 25 matchups, including the one where College Game Day will be at. But you've got Ole Miss versus Oklahoma, Missouri versus Vanderbilt, Texas A&M versus LSU. Those are just the top 25 on top 25 matchups. You got a lot of other really intriguing games as other ones as well. But those 3 games in particular, the top 25 matchups, what do you make of those 3 games?
SEC's loaded. This is what's great about Texas and Oklahoma. There's like 3 top 25 matchups every weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that incredible? Brett's obviously at one in Norman right now, and the one in Nashville and the one in Baton Rouge. So the best game of the weekend is the one where Stats is. I mean, that's the college football playoff elimination game, essentially.
It is.
Mateer and Chambliss, what a matchup that's going to be. I think that Oklahoma has the edge defensively, and Ole Miss trying to bounce back after last week. And then Baton Rouge, backs against the wall. What's going to happen for Brian Kelly? They got to win this weekend. Is A&M going to do what they usually do and slip when they have their destiny that lies in front of them? And then the last one, Vanderbilt, Diego Pavia, Coach of the Year, and Clark Lee. What a season they've had. And I know they wanted. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Incredible, isn't it, in Nashville?
Yeah, and it's unbelievable. They got a chance to go back-to-back top 25 wins. I know we were talking about his get up at SEC media days. With the exception of the game in Tuscaloosa, he's pretty much backed up what he said in the offseason, man.
Yes, he has.
Yep.
He absolutely has. I mean, it's going to be 3 really, really fun games. Really, every game in the SEC going to be a lot of fun. But Ty, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy this weekend, and we'll talk to you again next Friday.
Brian, Stats, always love to do it. See you, fellas.
Thanks, Ty.
Thank you, Ty. Stay dry tomorrow.
That's right. Ty Richardson joining us from ESPN Arkansas. Talk the Razorbacks and the SEC. And a lot going on. I mean, right now we've got exhibition SEC basketball going on with Kentucky and Purdue on SEC Network. We've got all these top 25 matchups in college football tomorrow. It's game time in the SEC, so a lot to keep an eye on.
We wouldn't want it any other way, would we? And tomorrow night in Baton Rouge, if LSU's getting hammered, it could get ugly late.
It really could. That's definitely going to be one to monitor because things definitely look like they're going the wrong direction down in Baton Rouge, and that is a tough matchup against Texas A&M. Well, We got to get to a break here in just a second. Before we do that, let me remind you about our 5 o'clock sponsor. It's Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Jaguar Bluff City has been the premier Jaguar dealership for the greater Memphis area since 1984, and their talented team is ready to help you find your next perfect vehicle at unbeatable rates. Swing by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City today and check out the 2025 models like the 2025 Range Rover Sport, the 2025 Range Rover Velar, and the 2025 Defender. Test drive the Range Rover Sport, where luxury meets performance. It's a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility, with options ranging from 360 horsepower up to 635. It's also available as a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle with $7,500 federal tax credit when leased with approved credit. Take a look at the Range Rover Velar, powered by mild hybrid technology and enhanced with the latest well-being features and fully connected entertainment system. The Range Rover Velar is the ultimate luxury compact crossover. Purchase yours today and get special 4.4% for 72 months financing available with approved credit. Don't forget about the Defender, available in multiple models to fit your needs. The Defender is built for the modern explorer, and Jaguar Bluff City is offering special interest rates for 60 and 72 months on various models. Give them a call, 877-259-6169. Go online to jaguarbluffcity.com. But head out there, test drive these vehicles. 6335 Wheel Cove, just off of Quince, for Bluff City Jaguar. Well, we're about to get to a break. Before we do that, we do have some news coming out for the Grizzlies in their game tonight. Our friend Michael Cole putting it out on social media that Tomas Isolo says Ja Morant and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope are game-time decisions tonight against the Heat. So definitely something to monitor for that game tonight down at FedEx Forum. But let's get to a break, and when we return, it'll be time for our First National Bank and Trust Friday football forecast.
Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Available locally on your radio dial as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, it's easy to stay tuned to Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Family Leisure doesn't do anything small. It's always got to be big, just like the world's biggest spa sale. Happening right now at Family Leisure. Check this out. You can get spas starting under $3,000. Spas and even swim spas, they're up to 30% off. Floor model spas have even bigger special prices. Cold plunges are all the trend right now. Take the plunge starting under $5,000. You see a patio furniture set you like? You could get a free umbrella with it. Ask an associate for details. Plus, swimming pools are clearance price now through the end of October. Get yours before the prices increase. And as with any big sale, special financing, it's available. The only thing small during the world's biggest spa sale at Family Leisure are the prices. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
If you love sports and Mexican food, you can get the best of both at Los Cabos Mexican Bar and Grill on Summer near Graham. Watch all the big games on all the big TVs on all the walls at Los Cabos. And enjoy premium tequila shots anytime for just $5.50. Celebrate every day with lunch specials from 10 to 3 and happy hour from 3 to 8. Lunch is just $6.75 to $10.99 and margaritas start at $3.99. Experience real Mexican cuisine along with great sports at Los Cabos on Summer near Graham.
It's time to get your new ride, and Gossett Hyundai South is the place to get your Hyundai on. Come check out our new showroom with less wait for service and get great deals like 2025 Hyundai Elantra SE, fresh, edgy design, 41 MPG Highway, $287.56 a month. How about 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE SUV, comfort, safety, and tech, $323.95 a month, and 3-row SUV Santa Fe SE, $348.83 a month. 29 MPG Highway, or get 1.99 for 60 months available. And they all come with America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Hyundai South, 2660 Mount Moriah, or online, HyundaiMountMoriah.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Elantra SU 053407, MSRP 24430, Tucson TH 629951, MSRP 31760, Santa Fe TH 153662, MSRP 37280, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 895, excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit. Dealer stock only. Must finance through HMA. Not all customers will qualify.
If you're thinking of selling your home, think of me, Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf, because I've got the tools. No, I can't fix anything around the house. Heck, I never even finished my shoe shine kit in high school shop. And if you play golf with me, you'll see why I'm known as the worst golfer in town. And they call me Mr. Three-Putt or Sheldon the Shank. But I have all the tools to get your home sold. I have a highly successful strategic marketing program that can mean the difference in what you make and when. And I'm part of a nationwide relocation network that provides many more transferred buyers coming into our market. Always interview 2 to 3 brokers. Make sure you include me, the bald, bad golfer who people say when you want the job done, call Shell Done. Reach me at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. That's right, my website says it all. memphisrelocate.com, or anytime call me at 483-0546.
This traffic report brought to you by Salt Sports Bar and Bistro, 3101 South Mendenhall Road, where great food meets the big game.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. Still a bit of traffic trying to get out of Midtown. 240 South at South Parkway. Busy but moving. 240 on to 385 Bill Morris Parkway continuing out towards Collierville. See that volume over here? Nothing too unusual. 40 east from Sycamore View Road all the way out past Germantown Parkway. Weimer's Jewelry is your full service family-owned jewelry store right here in Memphis. Stop by this weekend and shop local at Weimer's Jewelry on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Friday football forecast from First National Bank and Trust, a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas. Real estate isn't something you purchase or develop or desire. It's something you appreciate, respect, and know. With real estate, there's no gray area. You either know it or you don't. First National Bank and Trust, a proud division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas. They've known it since their beginning in 1886. Clients depend on First National Bank because they know real estate. Brooks Winchester, Bill Samish, and many more can assist you in your acquisition of that hunting land, farmland, a construction project. Let First National Bank and Trust make your dreams a reality. 775 Ridge Lake Boulevard, Suite 140 in Memphis, 901-498-5763, or the office in Collierville, or online at fnbtmemphis.com. For commercial real estate, residential construction, or recreational and agriculture financing, let First National Bank and Trust help you. They're a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, where I have had an account, been a friend, and been a customer my entire life. They really can make your dreams come true because they build relationships and they make a friend through a lot of years, hundreds of years collectively of lending experience at First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas and in West Tennessee at First National Bank and Trust. First game tomorrow morning, we know what it is and we know what it could have been, but it's still very important. 11 o'clock on ESPN2, South Florida, -4.5 at Memphis. How will the Tigers respond to what I think was the worst loss in program history and an injured quarterback? Memphis leads 9-4 all time. They have won 4 straight in this series. They met in the St. Pete Bowl at the Trop in 2008. Matt Schumacher, Sam Acho, Taylor Davis, the announced team. USF, they scored 40 points in 4 straight games. The Tigers, 20 or more in 47 consecutive games. First pick, Bryant.
Yeah, I'm going to go with USF in this one. I'll take them minus the 4.5.
This is not Brian.
Where's
Brian? What have you done with him?
I was going to pick this
Still
before.
happy over Toronto?
No. Actually, yeah, I don't want to talk about Toronto. No, I mean, I think that I was going to have this pick before what happened last week, and I wasn't going to let last week swing me one way or the other, but you look at what happened last week, you look at the injuries, and you look at the way USF has been rolling. Look, there's something about those 11 a.m. games for Memphis, against big-time opponents. They find a way to win those. I hope they win this game, but with the team that's rolling like USF is, I'm going to have to go with the Bulls here.
All right, Brian, I'm like you for a couple of those weeks. I'm really scared.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. This is the one where
I feel like this one is justified.
Yeah, this one you should be
Hold me
terrified.
close. I'm really scared.
Yeah.
Tigers win 31-24. Makes last week, I think, worse. Landon.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And to connect shows here, my buddy Dustin has been the new MC for the Memphis Tigers, and he is undefeated to this date. I think he continues that streak while he's in attendance. So give me the Tigers.
Good work, Dustin. 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, ABC. It's the game where I will be. I'm going to be in Norman at Owen Field Memorial Stadium. They got a lot of names on that stadium now. Oklahoma minus 4.5 over Ole Miss. 2-0 Ole Miss all-time over Oklahoma last year in Oxford, and the 1999 Independence Bowl. Bob Stoops' first year. Got to win. David Cutcliffe beat big game Bob. Last year, 9 sacks in the game for the Ole Miss defense. That's all the sacks Ole Miss has. They have all year this year is 9 sacks. Classic offensive coach against defensive coach. Lane versus Brent Venables. Ole Miss 6 of 8 on 4th downs this year. Freshman running back for OU, Torrey Blaylock, goes over 100 last week, 101 against South Carolina. Sean McDonough, Greg McElroy, Molly McGrath, the announced team. Bryant.
Brett Boomer!
I can't say shit.
I can't do it this week. I understand.
I'm not going to say it either.
Wow.
I've already heard it enough around town.
I'm just on a cliff by myself. I'm going to go with Oklahoma in this one. I think a lot of people look back to that Texas game, and I think that is an outlier. Obviously, John Mateer just coming back from injury. I think he might have pushed himself a little too hard to get to that game because of what that game meant and what that game was. But you look at this Oklahoma team, when he's been in, this team has been rolling. So has Ole Miss, but I do think with this being a road game against Oklahoma, they're going to want a big win over Ole Miss. So I'm going to go with the Sooners here.
The easiest way to quiet all the talk about maybe being interested in something else is to keep winning and be in that playoff picture. That's what Coach Lane Kiffin does. Ole Miss wins 35-24. Landon.
I'm right there with you, Brad. I'm going to go with Ole Miss. I feel like even though they lost last week, their offense still looks really good and it's rolling, and they're going to come to play against Oklahoma. So give me the Rebels.
Not far from where I am, and I was hoping at one time the schedule would be Ole Miss real early, and then I get to Fayetteville for Auburn and Arkansas, but can't do it at the same time. I can't be in two places at one time. 11:45 SEC net. Auburn minus 1.5 in Fayetteville at Razorback Stadium. Dave Neal, Fozzie Whitaker, Morgan Uber, the announced team on SEC net. Bobby Petrino against Hugh Freeze, I think for the first time as head coaches. Arkansas, 4th best offense in the country. Wow. This was the 1984 Liberty Bowl that Auburn won. Auburn 10th in the nation in run defense. What gives, Landon?
I'm going to get things started, and I will say, of the entire slate of college football games and how difficult they were to pick, I went back and forth so many times.
So it's Vegas on its spread.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's been all over the place, but I like where this line is at minus 1.5 because I think this is going to be a close game. I think it is going to be a high offensive game, but I'm going to go with Auburn here to barely edge it out, maybe win by a field goal, but I do expect Auburn to win this game.
Brian?
I'm going to go the flip side here. I'm going to go with Arkansas plus that 1.5. This is one I went back and forth. This feels like a huge one for Hugh Freeze. This feels like one if Hugh Freeze loses this one, there's already a lot of noise. That noise just gets even louder. But I'm going to have to go with Arkansas. They've been playing well. That offense has been playing well, and I don't know if I trust this Auburn offense against this really poor Arkansas defense. If this Arkansas defense can just come up with a couple of stops, then I think we get they can get a big win here. So I'm going to go with the Razorbacks.
Freeze could not win at Razorback Stadium when he was at Ole Miss. I don't think he'll win tomorrow. Razorbacks big, 45-17 over Auburn. 2:30 on ESPN. Vandy minus 2.5 over Missouri. 12-4-1 Mizzou all time in the battle of black and gold. 5 straight for Mizzou in this series. Bob was choosing Lewis Riddick and Chris Budden, the announced team on ESPN. Eli Drinkwitz versus Clark Kent Superman Lee. Diego Pavia versus Bo Pribula. Landon.
I'm going to get things started here, and if I learned anything from last week, it's that we are to anchor down going Landon. Forward. I'm not betting against Vandy going again. Forward. Give me the Commodore. Well, you've been anchoring down. I have not been, but now I know. I became a believer last week. Give me Vandy.
Brian, I know you're a believer.
Brad, I anchored down with the best of them, and this week, maybe not last week, but this week I absolutely anchored down. Give me Vandy.
Anchor down.
So we got Landon with Vandy, Bryant with Vandy need me for the group lock. I do not believe. I am not anchoring down. Mizzou 38-31 over Vanderbilt, and then the Vanderbilt not slide, but out of the playoff picture starts Mizzou firmly in at 3:15. SEC net Texas minus 6.5 in Starkville against Mississippi State. 3-2 Longhorns all time in this series. Jackie Sherrill got both of those too. He beat them twice, Far State. Ricky Williams, Heisman Trophy winning season in the Cotton Bowl. He put it on Mississippi State. Arch Manning, 58 miles from where his grandmother grew up in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Taylor Zarzer, Matt Stinchcomb, Alyssa Lang on the SEC Net announce team. It's homecoming for the Bullies, 59-23-3 all-time, celebrating homecoming at Mississippi State University. Landon.
I will be going with Mississippi State here. I think this offense, both of these offensives, have shown that they can struggle in and through the season, but I think this is going to be a close game, and with that point spread being that far, I think Mississippi State closes it. I don't think they'll win, but they're definitely going to close that gap.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mississippi State in this one as well. I mean, we've seen what they've been able to do at home. They've covered every single spread at home this season, and it's not like we're talking about some easy opponents coming in. That was Arizona State. That was Tennessee. Now it's going to be Texas coming in there. So, and on the other side with Texas, Brett, Kentucky's won 2 games this year. They needed overtime to beat them last year. I mean, this is a Texas team that is still struggling. We thought early in the season, maybe it's just early in the year flukes, but this team is struggling. And so I think with the spread, I wish it was over a touchdown. I thought we were going to get it about 7.5 or so. So right under a touchdown does worry me a little bit, but I will take Mississippi State in this one.
Lock it up, 17-16. Mississippi State, they win straight up. Goalposts come down, and not just for beating a Manning, but for getting an important SEC win. 6:30 on ABC, Texas A&M minus 2.5 at LSU. Feels like must win for Brian Kelly. 36-24-3. LSU leads all time over A&M. They played every year from 1960 through 1975. Took 11 years off, then played 1986 through 1995, met January 1st, 1944 in the Orange Bowl, played in the Cotton Bowl after the 2010 season. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, Holly Rowe, the A-team. Marcel Reed needs 159 to reach 5,000 yards for the year. LSU 84th in total offense. LSU wins 20-17. They get back. They get right. Brian.
I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to go with A&M. I think this A&M team is legit, and what would stamp that they are actually for real more than a road win in Baton Rouge against LSU. I think they get the win. Give me A&M minus 2.5.
Landon?
I'm right there with them. I think A&M's offense is way too high-powered, and even though LSU's defense is good, their offense, as you mentioned, is struggling, and they're not going to be putting up points against Texas A&M. Give me the Aggies.
Hurry up, no huddle time. 6:45 on SEC Net. Tennessee minus 9.5 at Kentucky. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, Cole Kubelik. That's a good team. Josh Heupel, 4-0 versus Kentucky. 26 sacks by the Tennessee defense this year. Whopping 85-26-9 lead all time for Tennessee. A lot of these games, there's always an odd place it's been played. This game's been played in 2 places forever. Knoxville or Lexington. That's it. Give me Kentucky to cover, not to win. Tennessee wins 20-17, but give me the points in Big Blue.
Yeah, I'll take Kentucky as well. You've seen this Tennessee defense give up some points, and so I don't love it, but I'll take Kentucky plus 9.5.
You're lock and shock, Brian.
Or Landon.
I'm sorry, Landon.
No group lock. Give me Tennessee. I think they run away with it.
All right.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Landon.
No, all good.
My lock, I'm going to go with Cincinnati minus 4.5 over Baylor. It really feels like Cincinnati's starting to find their groove in the Big 12, so I'll take them minus 4.5. For my shock, I'm going to take Ball State plus 5.5 over NIU. This Ball State team is playing a lot better than they did.
Maction starts in a few weeks.
Well, it does. So we're getting ready. Okay. Everyone tune in for this game. It gets you ready for the Maction. This Ball State team is playing a lot better. NIU all out of sorts, so I'm going to take Ball State.
My lock is Bama minus 11.5 over South Carolina. They win 35-10. My shock, North Carolina, straight up.
Oh, wow.
Bill Belichick, 21-20 Miami over UVA. Landon, your lock and shock.
My lock this week, I'm going to go with SMU minus the 3.5 versus Wake Forest. I feel like SMU's definitely got this game on lock, and those points are just too small. And my shock this week, I really, really badly wanted to take the Indiana and UCLA game. I feel like that point spread is too high. But I want to get ahead, and I want to jump on this game tonight on 6:30 on ESPN. I'm taking Cal plus the 4.5 against Virginia Tech. They've been struggling this year. Cal looks really good with Sangapulatele as their quarterback. So give me Cal.
Nice pronunciation.
Very nice. And
thank you.
Getting out there tonight with the win and the big travel for Cal. If they lose, they'll complain. If they win, the travel didn't bother them at all. NFL, this week, 6 teams off, no London game, only one Monday night football game, so kind of normal, but it starts on Sunday noon on Fox. Buffalo minus 7.5 at Carolina. Unbeaten at home this year for Carolina. Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdell better be really good because Bryce Young, I think, is going to be out. 1397 in yards passing already for Josh Allen. Buffalo leads 6-2 all-time. First meeting, 1995. Carolina's first year. Was that their first year? I think, that was their first year in the NFL. Give me Buffalo big, 35-10. Brian.
Yeah, you look at who Carolina has beaten at home, the Dolphins, the Cowboys, and then last week I know one at home, but it was against the Jets. So give me the Bills. Those teams are not the Bills. I will take Buffalo big here.
No group lock here with Rico Dowdle and Bryce Young. No, I'm just kidding. With Bryce Young, I can't get behind him. But I will still pick the Panthers in this game.
3:25 CBS Sunday afternoon. Denver minus 3.5 over Dallas. Denver leads 9-5 all time, but it was the Cowboys 27-10 in Super Bowl 12 in New Orleans. First meeting 1973. This year Dallas 3-1, Denver 5-2. Bo Nix versus Dak Prescott. 1,556 yards for Bo Nix. Dak with 1,881 passing so far this year. Denver wins 28-21. Bryant.
Give me Dallas.
Landon.
I'm with you, Brett. Go Broncos.
Landon, lock and shock, please.
My lock this week, I'm taking Baker Mayfield's Buccaneers minus the 3.5 versus the Saints. I feel like that's a shoe-in. And my shock this week, I'm surprised it is going to be a shock, but 49ers plus the 1.5 against the Texans.
Ooh, I like that. That's my no. I'm not going to take that. I'm going to stay away from that one because they're on the road. Brian, you're lock and shock.
Wow, we have a shock lock here. I'll start with my shock because I also have the 49ers.
We were close to a group lock.
We were, which would have been crazy. But my shock, 49ers plus 1.5 over the Texans. My lock, the Patriots minus 6.5 over the Browns.
My NFL lock, they got to get right at some point. Baltimore minus the 6.5 over the Bears. And this is really gambling here. Jets plus 6.5
what a
at
gamble.
Cincinnati. Yeah, that is.
It's not called winning, as you would say.
That is called gaming right there, isn't it?
It is.
That's our Friday football forecast brought to you every Friday during football season, all the way through the Super Bowl from the great people at First National Bank and Trust, a very proud division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas for anything real estate, ag, hunting, recreational, commercial. Contact them at fnbt.com or call them at 901-498-5763. Customer confidence is the cornerstone.
Well, let's get to another break, and when we return, we'll wrap up today's show with Moe's Crunch Time.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Top Gun is the largest indoor range in the Mid-South, but size isn't their only difference. Top Gun has the best instructors with over 300 years combined experience and classes all the way from first shot to master marksmanship. Plus, Top Gun is affordable. Gold membership is just $48 a month. That's just $1.60 a day for unlimited range time, free gun rentals with purchase of ammo, and members lounge access. Top Gun 2770 Witten Road and TopGunMemphis.com. Always shoot with the best. Top Gun Memphis.
It's Landers Truck and SUV season at Landers Ford in Collierville. New F-150s with incredible lease offers, plus Explorer and Expedition with X-Plan demo priced offers. The price you see is the price you pay. No hidden addendums. That's the Landers difference and what's made us the #1 Ford dealer in Greater Memphis. Inventory is moving fast. Get into a new F-150 or check out Explorer and Expedition X-Plan demo priced offers at Landers Ford in Collierville. Need to get out of your current vehicle? We're paying top dollar for trades. Keep the cash or use it to upgrade and save even more on your upgrade. Find out how much your trade is worth and get started buying online now with our Landers Easy Pass at LandersFordMemphis.com or give us a call to schedule your test drive today. Landers Ford in Collierville. Remember, if it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
As reported on Ford's 2024 total new vehicle retail sales report, Memphis market. Price, tax, title license, and $695 processing fee. See dealer for complete details. Offer ends 11/3/25.
It's time to get your Volkswagen on at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike. So fall on in and get some cool deals. Like 2025 Taos S, we Gossett $219 a month. If you love Volkswagen Jetta, then you love 2025 Jetta S. We Gossett at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike $228 a month. Plus 2026 Atlas SE, we Gossett just $299 a month. That's Taos S $219 a month, Jetta S $228 a month, and Atlas SE $299 a month. So come get your Volkswagen on today and get ready to ride with a great deal at Gossett Volkswagen 1875 Covington Pike, or shop online anytime at GossettDWMemphis.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Volkswagen.
All 36-month lease, 7,500 miles, 25 cents excess mileage. Taos SMO 58885, MSRP 27011. Get a TM 005137, MSRP 25820. Atlas TC 515398, MSRP 41841. Includes all rebates and incentives. 895 PF. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Must finance through Volkswagen Financial Services. Valid through 10/31/25.
Ready to shine, Memphis? Drive clean all month long with unlimited wash plans at Club Car Wash. Stop by any 4 club locations in Greater Memphis or visit clubcarwash.com today.
Club Car Wash. Join the club.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need catering? Moe's Taco Truck is always ready to cater for you. Just give Jenny Nash a call at 901-606-3172. Moe's.com is your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
This is pretty cool, and we're just getting started.
Spanning the globe.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy!
This game has always been called the world's greatest cocktail party. Do you know what is going to happen here tonight?
This is for all the biggest Crunch Time. You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that? Crunch Time between the hedges.
The ball game is over, and Memphis has its first win in 16 tries, its first win ever against its fierce in-state rival Tennessee.
Goodbye! It's obviously Crunch Time.
Hammer, nail, coffin, this baby is over.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need a crunchy bite to eat? Head to Moe's for nachos, crunch wraps, tacos, salads, and more. Moe's.com is your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies. Well, Brett, what I learned today is that injury news is everywhere in the NFL, and especially at the quarterback position. 2 injury updates that we know going into these weekend games. The Panthers reportedly will start Andy Dalton on Sunday against the Bills. Bryce Young currently listed as doubtful for that game. And then the other news, Lamar Jackson, a full participant in Ravens practice. He's missed the last couple games for this Ravens team that is now 1-5 on the season, has now banned all fun in the locker room. They took out the ping pong tables, the arcade machines, everything that could be fun, they took away. But now maybe the fun is returning in Lamar Jackson. He would certainly help that offense. So injuries all over the place, but some good news and bad news there as we get ready for another weekend in the NFL.
I didn't know that was the segue it was going to be from Lamar Jackson to his college coach at Louisville, because I think Arkansas is really content to stay with Evel Knievel as head coach next year. Bobby Petrino, Lamar Jackson's coach when he won the Heisman Trophy at U of L, he'll be 65 next year on opening day. Are we just going to have amnesia and forget those last 2 years at Louisville in his second tour of duty at Louisville when he went 8-5 and then 2-8? Are those 3 years at Mizzou, not Mizzou, but Missouri State, when he went 5-5, 8-4, and 5-6? Dream on, Hog fans.
Yeah, no, I am with you on that. Look, we've talked about it a lot. It just is not a pick that I would be comfortable at all making, and not just for kind of the obvious reasons of why he was no longer the coach of Arkansas, but mainly his age and other things that go in there. I think it's a lot. I certainly would not be on board for that. What I could have done without today, it's actually something that I saw yesterday, but wanted to bring it up today, and it's this deal going around with Ty and Grant Foster, the college basketball player that just transferred to Gonzaga. A lot of people probably not familiar with Grant Foster as a player, but he started his collegiate career as a freshman at DePaul. His first game, he collapsed during halftime in the locker room, had to miss 2 years of basketball because of the condition he had. Finally was cleared by doctors. He transferred to Grand Canyon, played at Grand Canyon, and then this year was had transferred to Gonzaga. Put in a waiver to get a year back because of those 2 years he was unable to play. Was supposed to have a hearing, I believe, yesterday. And Wednesday, the NCAA made a motion to drop that case or to dismiss that case. And in that motion, the NCAA said, quote, "This case is part of a wave of litigation against the NCAA in courts across the country challenging the NCAA's eligibility rules for participation in college athletics. Plaintiff is approximately the 54th former student athlete to sue NCAA in the last year," and added, quote, "Plaintiff's eligibility to participate in athletics at NCAA Division I programs has finished because he had the opportunity to play 4 seasons of his sport." I failed to mention that after collapsing, he had to be resuscitated 3 times from the locker room to the hospital. This is a player that almost died, had to wait 16 months before he was cleared again, then got the okay to play. And now the NCAA is saying, well, too many people are wanting eligibility. This guy's not getting it. This isn't like some of the other ones we've seen with the NCAA where guys are just asking, hey, I didn't get to redshirt. I was too good as a freshman. I didn't redshirt. I need another year. This is a guy that quite literally almost died and is now trying to continue playing college basketball. It just doesn't make sense, some of the decisions the NCAA makes.
It's just so consistent with them, though. Mm-hmm. I mean, the obvious they ignore in what they should be not ignoring. They never pay enough attention to. I could have done without. I hope over the weekend is record sales online at the ticket purchasing places, and then Monday is a record walk-up for Tigers and Razorbacks Monday night. How has this game? I know how it has. Hey, it has slipped up on us 2 years in a row because I think the market has reacted. And I'm sorry for the St. Jude people, and I'm sorry for all the people that worked very hard on it, but the market has reacted to anything stamped exhibition preseason.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate. We talked about it a little bit with Ty, but I hope it's a lot more sales over the weekend. But right now, definitely not the number that they were hoping for. Where are you beaming this weekend?
Right here in Sooner Nation with Gary Darby tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock for pregame. Number 8 Ole Miss against number 13 OU, 11 o'clock kickoff. David Kellum, Harry Harrison, John Darnell with all the game action. But pre- and post-game with me and Gary Darby, it's all right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Brett, it's that time of the year again where we start beaming to random FCS football games, and it's tonight on ESPN2. Sacramento State, their president's calling Montana the Pandas instead of the Grizzlies. The number 4 team in the country heads down to Sacramento State as a 6.5-point favorite. I've got a lot of money on Montana coming in and showing who they really are.
Also, Game 1 of the World Series, L.A. at Toronto, Canada for the 3rd time sung at a World Series game tomorrow, or also tonight, Cal at Virginia Tech, and then tomorrow, early, out at the fairgrounds, Tigers early against USF, what could have been, and with a win, maybe still can be. 15 games with AP top 20 teams, 3 ranked versus ranked, all those from the SEC.
Yeah, going to be a blast of a weekend. We got the Grizzlies tonight. We've got NBA tomorrow and into the weekend, NFL, college. So much to keep an eye on. Also, some of those college basketball exhibitions. It's a lot to watch. So enjoy all the action. That's all the time we have. We'll talk to you again Monday afternoon.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to